Hold on, let me figure this out. Don't want that. Hold on. Why is my screen not showing outside? Oh, guys, there's something's changed on my phone. Hold on a second. Hi, Chris. There you go. Oh, hello. Who's BP? Brandon. Hi. Something's changed on these phones, or changed on YouTube or something. I don't know what's changed, but hi, Chris. Hi, Deb. You think I'm your cousin? Hi, Mary. We'll have to figure that out, Chris. You have to tell me some family members' names. Do you have any family that lives in Ohio? Squatching Grandma. Hi. You're Christopher? Are you Christopher? Your grandma's name is Florine. Thank you, Northern. I appreciate it. Yeah, Christopher. Yeah, you are, you're my cousin. So, hello, everybody. How are you? It's been a long time. Yeah, I know it's been a long time. Thank you very much for everybody that has posted about Denny's passing. I appreciate all the prayers and the support that I've gotten. I knew it was coming, but y'all know that's one of the reasons why I quit doing the live chats for, about a year, or a little over a year. Things just got too bad, and I didn't want him, how do I say this? I didn't want y'all to think bad of Denny as he got worse, because things got pretty bad. So anyways, it was easier for me. I quit my job and stayed home and just took care of him until he passed. But that way we didn't have any, I didn't have any problems. It was harsh. Yeah, I appreciate it. Like I said, I appreciate all the support. Quite a few people have contacted me, and a lot of well wishes and a lot of apologies, and yeah, it's been a rough couple years, guys. But I'm at the point now where I'm in my healing phase, and I'm getting back to some normalcy here. I don't know how long that's going to take, but I just wanted to try. The weather's perfect right now. We are supposed to have some pretty bad storms, but I don't know when. Thank you, Christopher. You and I can talk. Yeah. I'll give you my email address, Chris, and then we can have a conversation. How's your mom anyway? I talked to Jessie today, and she said your mom's not doing too well. See, guys, I'm scattered. I'm already all over the place. Recovery is just not easy. Well, hello, Live. How are you? I see your photograph there. You're, are you having any activity where you're at now? Or are you all done with that? I know, I love you guys so much. Best family I've ever had. Okay, Chris. Tell her I said hello, okay? Yeah, it's live wire. I did too, Brandon. I said hello first thing. You just didn't hear me. It's it's been a long year and a half. I don't want to get into all the stuff that happened, but y'all know how it is. You know how that goes when you have a sick family member and just, yeah, just too much stuff. Really, Mary? I'm sorry. Okay, now you guys know that if you all talk at the same time, I'm only going to see two of you. So I saw Mark. That's all I saw. So I don't know who that was that just commented, but BLB. Okay, now who's that? So much Jake. Y'all have changed your names, so you're going to have to tell me who you are. Otherwise, I'm not going to know who you are. You know, I haven't even been on anybody's channels. I think I was on one of Rick's lives and said hello. That was about it. I don't want to go into details about all the stuff that's happened here, but, you know, I'm surviving one day at a time. I still have a lot of things to do. As you can tell, Jay's got his vehicle running now. Praise God. Blue Line. Oh, well, hello. How are you? Cons. Well, you haven't changed your name. I figured that there's a light on down there. Chev. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, people used to say that, Chris. Or now they say my daughter Brittany's voice. Or even my daughter-in-law's. All of us sound the same anyway. Yeah, most of you that know me know that I nursed for a long time and took care of elderly patients and then went into hospice. And then when I moved here, I took on a job as a caregiver, hospice caregiver, until Denny got sick. And then when Denny got sick, I stayed home to take care of him. But it's pretty rough on the body. And yeah, I know, Grandma, it's really, really, yeah. Yeah, sometimes the females in your family all sound alike. Mine do anyway. They can't tell the difference between me and Brittany. But anyways, like I said, there's a lot of things that have changed. I'm trying to get back some normalcy. It might take me a while, guys. I'm not sure, but I'm trying. I have to get out of, because I stayed cooped up in this house for a year, basically. Oh, really? Well, that's nice to hear. So how is everybody? Talk to me. Tell me what you've been doing. Yeah, it's humid, but it's still, we're going to have some more storms here. We're supposed to get some tonight. And I'm hoping that they stay away as long as I'm going to be on live. I spent too much time alone. Hey, Sherry. Hi, sweetie. How are you? I'm in Oklahoma, Chris. Your mama knows that. Well, I think she does anyway. So tell me how y'all are doing. I'm waiting for Martha. She should be showing up pretty soon. Martha and I have kept in contact. Well, there's quite a few people that have been keeping in touch. But I wasn't real talkative. I kind of closed off and listened. This is the freaky part. You know, back when when I had my live chats all the time, um, exactly, Northern, a lot of you were going through some depression stuff, and we were talking about different medicines and natural stuff for depression. And I told y'all that I'd never been through depression before, so I couldn't really relate. You know, I'd had some other issues, but I've never been through depression. Well, I actually went through it this time. Uh, Probably about 4 months before Denny passed away, I closed myself off. I went into the bathroom. You know, I'm still living in that little shed house, but I closed myself in the bathroom, and I just didn't come out. I lost a whole bunch of weight. I got pretty sick, and I just quit, you know? What, the natural stuff for depression? Oh my gosh, we can have a whole session on depression and anxiety and all that kind of stuff. Um, if it's okay, today what I'd like to do is, oh yeah. Well, that's kind of a blessing though. Blue Line, you're always funny. It's kind of a blessing to have people around. I didn't think that it would be, but it actually is because I'm used to doing things by myself. But my son has really taken up, um, he's really taken up a lot of the slack and helped me through a lot of the stuff that I went through that I didn't recognize I was going through. And he actually was the one that told me it was depression because I guess I'm too stubborn to realize that's what it actually was. But yeah, but I'd like to, today, when I'm doing this live chat, I don't know how long I'll be here, but what I'd like to try to do is just reconnect with everybody, answer as many questions I can about what happened, and then let y'all know. I wish I could show you some pictures, but you know, remember last time we talked, I told you guys I was done with the Bigfoot stuff because I believed that I really believed that they were Nephilim, and that I wasn't sure whether they were, thank you, Cons. I really wasn't sure what I was going to do with it. I know that when I prayed here, they disappeared for a while. And I did that with Boo, remember, on the property. In every place I went, I always pray over the property. And if they don't come around, you know, I just kind of took that as, you know, like anti-God. But if they hung out, I figured it was okay. Well, I went through a really hard time with that. Hold on a second, Mama, Grandma. Um, but anyway, yeah, like I said, I'm going to bounce all over the place here. I wasn't really sure, and I had talked to a lot of people. Hey, Christy. I talked to a lot of people, and I think I was kind of torn between it, especially with everything that was going on, and I was really kind of overloaded with Denny and everything else, and my spiritual walk was failing. I mean, it really was failing because I felt like I was being dragged down. So I kind of associated it with everything that was happening, and I just kind of shut the door. And I did. Literally, I just shut the door to everything. I had to regroup, you know, reset myself, going back to my prayers, go back to my Bible reading, you know, and reestablish myself in my faith, because I'll never lose my faith. But it came close. It really came close. I was just done, you know, with a lot of stuff. I was done. Anyway, so recently, after Denny passed, and I noticed I had hardly any activity. Now, Jay had a lot of activity at the little shed, you know, on the property here. He'd go outside and I'd hear him talking or yelling at somebody. And he told me later on that, you know, they'd make grunt noise or they'd throw stuff at his house, and then he'd go out and cuss at him or whatever he was doing. And what was really funny is I caught him one night. He was out there and the light was on and he was giving him the finger. I was laughing so hard. I was like, Jay. But it was funny. I'm sorry, but it was funny. Anyway, so since then, I took, Michael and I had gone out into the yard last week, and This is before it kind of grew up like you see it now. See, the grasses and the weeds are really kind of grown up, but that wasn't that way. It was pretty flat still. Like this, like you can see onto the right-hand side of the screen, it's kind of flat, but in the middle it's kind of, a little bit taller. Well, the backyard was actually flat like that. And I found footprints going from the back almost to my front door. I mean, all the way up. And they were probably a little over 3 foot, heel to heel. And the one footprint was huge, absolutely huge. Hi, Nelson. How are you? And so I took pictures of it. I'll post the pictures on my, community page, probably when we're done or maybe tomorrow. But now it seems like all this with Denny is done. Now they're starting to come back. And I don't really understand that, except for maybe, I don't know. I don't even want to get into that. But I'm just taking one day at a time, guys. I'm not going to jump into anything. I'm not going to promise I'm going to be online or live every single night. But I need this as much as I miss all you guys. You know that you guys have been part of my life for a long time. We're talking like, what, 9 years now? And it was really hard for me to back off and not talk to anybody, especially come on here and tell you. I know what you meant, Nelson. It was hard for me to stay away and not tell you everything was going on because you guys have all been part of my life for such a long time. But in the same breath, I did not want to share everything was, remember COVID, and all the other stuff that was going on, bananas, actually. There was just so much stuff going on that I didn't want to add any more negativity to it. And everything that was coming out of my mouth was negative. I mean, literally everything that was coming out of my mouth. We had no running water, which we still don't, but the well broke and then my pipes broke, the truck broke down, everything was just falling apart, everything. And I had no want and no ability to get on here and smile because, I'm not going to pretend with you guys. I am who I am and I don't change that. So I wasn't planning. I just refused to get on here and pretend everything was good. In the same breath, I refused to get on here and tell you that everything was horrible. You understand what I mean? I mean, I know you guys know me, so I think you understand what I'm talking about. So now that that's kind of leveled out and I feel like I'm a little bit more like myself, I'll go back into trying to do the lives and get back into some normalcy. Whatever happens around here happens. I'll get over it, just one step at a time. That's not gonna tear me apart. But I need that family time again. I need all my friends and family on here because you guys do know me, and because I know that things change when I get online and I go live. We have a good time. We usually have a really good time. So this should be interesting. I can't wait to hear what y'all have been doing. I can't wait to hear about all the changes and the things. I mean, I've looked around. I can't find any of the channels, not one of the channels that we used to listen to back in the day or we used to all gather on. I mean, is all that gone? Did everybody quit? I mean, tell me. I mean, I'm kind of shocked. I couldn't find one. Of course, a lot of them, I can't remember the names of them now. I'm not going to tell you I've lost my marbles, but close. Oh, that's very sweet to say that. I don't know what I taught y'all except for, can't say I know what I taught you. But anyways, hey, it's weed season, and not the pot weed, Chev, but the edible weed season. Is time to get out there. I got I got a whole bunch growing out here. I got a lot of things I got to get done. Well, yeah, I remember that too. A lot of people after Carrie passed away. And it just kind of broke the internet, I think. It broke the Bigfoot community pretty bad. I miss him, don't you guys? I think that was one of the best channels out there. Yeah, I've got so much more stuff, and I'm finally starting to make my stuff. You know, I have a really good pain cream that I've kind of perfected. Yeah, with Rick too. Who, what, Brandon? I remember Rick, Woodburger Farm, and Carrie from, you know, yeah, he did, Grandma. And so, but there was a lot of channels that we used to watch together. I mean, we used to go on everybody's channels. I mean, and I can't find any of them. I don't know what's happened to them. I guess I've been out of the loop for so long. And like I said, people have changed their names, so I don't even know. No, Rick didn't pass. No, Rick didn't pass. In fact, I just watched his video yesterday. You'll have to excuse my forgetfulness here. Like I said, I'm still recouping. Oh, I can see the light on the back of Jay's truck now. As it starts to get a little darker, y'all can see that mist out there, right? It's kind of foggy looking. Oh, I bet you tonight's gonna be really cool. If the fog comes in, ooh, spooky. But that's a floodlight on the back of Jay's truck right there. Yeah, as far as I know, he's okay. And I don't know, but I was told we've lost quite a few people. Christy, do you remember how many people have passed away since we were all together besides Carrie? Hey, Samuel. Yeah. Standing Goats. Tracy. Yeah, I've seen Tracy on TikTok now. Oh, I heard about that smiley face. Oh, really? Well, I can tell you what. I know I know they're back here, guys. I don't really know what to do with that yet. Texas? Okay. And it's still Standing Goats Rescue? And didn't Tex change the name of his channel? When it gets dark, you guys are going to hear some serious howls out here. I don't know if it's a DM. I don't know if it's a coy wolf. I don't know what it is, but it's always close by. And when it starts to get dark outside, that thing howls, and it is unbelievable how loud it is. It's completely different. It doesn't sound like a wolf, and it doesn't sound like a coyote. It's really strange. We all stood outside the other night listening to it, and I was like, oh my gosh, it was eerie sounding. And remember, I'm about 5 miles as a crow flies from DM country. Not that I want anything to do with that, but okay. I don't know what I'm doing yet, like I said. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know if I'm going to get back into this. I don't know. I'm just going to leave it in God's hands and take one step at a time, but I really believe he's been pushing on me and prompting me to get on here. Hey, Manda. How are you, hon? To get back on here, because there's a lot of things that I'd like to say. And I'll get to it eventually, but I've had dreams. I mean, so many dreams. And have you ever laid in bed and you could tell a whole story and you get up to write it down and you don't remember any of it? That's what's been happening to me. Tank. He's my good boy. He's my good boy. He still freaks out during storms. And if I say Bella, he remembers that name. That is so freaky. One thing I'd like to do is I've been looking around. I'm looking for a Connie Corso. Oh, boy, would I love to breed Tank with a female Connie Corso. Can you imagine how beautiful those dogs would be and how well behaved? Pomsky. I've heard of them. Aren't they little lap yap dogs? Let's see. Tank is 6. Yeah, it'd be huge. But see, I'm used to training the big dogs. And I know a lot of people have Connies. When you going to Tallahena, Sherry? I found out that Tank's got part Connie in him. He's a mixed breed, but I remember when I got him, and I told y'all about how mean that guy was that got rid of Tank. He was breeding a bunch of different dogs, trying to come up with a new breed, and I'm not sure, and nobody's ever been able to tell me. You know, I always thought that Tank was part pit and part, something else, and the vet that I had in Tallahena was scared to death of him. Yeah, he'll be 6 in, I think it was, oh, was it? I think it was in October, September, October, when I got him. And he was 6 weeks old. But anyway, when I went to Tallahena and I tried to get that piece of wood taken out of his mouth, that vet, I asked him what he thought Tank was, and he said, I couldn't tell you, but he was scared to death of him. He wouldn't, yeah. Oh, that's cool. But this guy here, yeah, I don't know, Chev, it goes. But this vet here told me that Tank had Connie Corso in him. And so maybe that guy was trying to mix Pit Bull and Connie Corso, which is dangerous. I can't afford to have his DNA. It's $380, Amanda, for a DNA test. Ain't no way. I'll just go by what the vet says. May 23rd? Really? Where's it at? Is it at that community center? Boy, I'd like to go to that. I need to get out of here. I really do. I need to start getting out of here. All right, thanks, hon. So do y'all have any questions or anything you want to ask me? Or anything that you want to say for my initial comeback video? Comeback live chat? Mark, are you still here? Oh, man, that coffee is hot. Where is Miss Martha? I bet you she took a nap. I'm gonna have to zoom in the screen later on. It's nice to see you too. How you doing, Amanda? Are you getting better? I will tell you all, if you have, I don't know how I feel about them yet, honestly. I'm going to leave that in God's hands. You know, remember, some people were telling me that the reason I was sick was because of them, but if you remember correctly, I was sick before them. I had stomach issues when I was in nursing school. You know, remember, I had 3 ulcers when I was in nursing school. So I don't think they're connected. And I don't think, I mean, maybe their energy level or whatever it is can cause illness, but targeted illness, like people were telling me, I'm not sure that I believe, that's what the way it was. And too stubborn too, right, Amanda? I'm ornery, and I'm stubborn too, so I get it. I mean, I know better than to do what I'm doing. Tank, what are you looking at? What's out there, baby? Huh? What is it? I see your ball. I see your ball. Look at them. Yeah, I can't believe how old he is already. That's why I really, really, really wish I could find somebody to breed him with. He is just completely different. Yeah, and like I said, there's some people that have lost their lives and in the Bigfoot community. And some people, you know, it's just the way some people are. They're gonna run with it. Yeah. I think I've gotten my butt kicked for the last, 10 years or better. It's all right. I'm still here. It's gonna take more than that to take me out. Let's see. Oh, God, I wish I could remember. I do remember seeing, and this was like last year, I think. There was a Bigfoot researcher that his face was plastered on. Yeah, it on Scott. Yeah, exactly. His face was plastered on YouTube, and he had passed away. I think he had brain cancer. I remember Robert Dotson. He passed away from brain cancer also. So, and then a lot of people I know that are researchers or enthusiasts. A lot of them have. There you are. I messaged you on Messenger, Martha. Well, hello there, buddy. We got our whippoorwill already. Well, this is the first time I've heard him in a while. Were you taking a nap, sis? Hey, Martha, are you? Yeah, you're still a moderator, right? Yes, I see you're blue. Yeah, right. Martha brought him. See how dead quiet it is out here, guys? You don't hear nothing, do you, besides Willie? Yeah, Martha, we got to figure out who everybody is all over again. Well, some of them we know, but some of them we don't. Name changes. Think that light's gonna be too bright on the back of his truck? Yeah, Blue Line was here, Mark was here, Livewire, Christy was here. Of course, Chev's hiding in the background somewhere. Probably misbehaving again. Excuse me. Oh, still here. Okay. So you got 99 things going on. What's going on in your life? Kids okay? Job okay? Oh, I can attest to that, Northern. Yeah, it was Sandra. Yeah, it was Sandra. Oh. Hi, Brian. Well, we got Willie talking out here now. He won't stay long as soon as somebody else shows up. Well, there's tornadoes around Texas last night. And now this storm that's coming in is supposed to have tornadoes also. And it looks to me like it's going to bypass us. I don't think it's going to hit us. Oh, Amanda, are you still in... Where are you? You still in Texas? You back in Louisiana? Where are you? Oklahoma? Yeah, he is, isn't he? Ah, I think that light's gonna be too bright. Dang it. And guess what? You know that blue, the blue light in the tree that I had out in the front yard? Or backyard, actually. That tree was knocked down. It was taken out of the ground. Hi, Pyro. Yeah, he's a sweetheart. I appreciate everything he's done. If I get a chance to go live out the front door or back door, whatever you want to call it, there's nothing out there now. It's completely flat. I can't believe that, I don't know if it was the storm that took it out, but it's actually pulled from the roots out of the ground. I was like, whoa. Go find your girlfriend, Willie. Oh, never Louisiana again, huh? Oh, I miss this so much. I am so glad that y'all showed up. It's nice to see everybody. They got, with all the technology, how come they don't have it where you can hear you guys' voice? They should fix that. So if you guys make a comment, you can, hit that button to record. Carmichi Mountains Bigfoot Conference, May 17th. Well, what's the 23rd? Is there two? Didn't Tanya just have something at the Bigfoot? Well, Cryptid, hello, how are you? Did you get notification, Cryptid? Wow. I'm glad you did. I am really glad you did. See that pile over there, the blue tarp? That's all wood that was donated. That's supposed to be for a front porch. Don't know if it's going to end up a front porch, but that's what it's for. How you been, Cryptid? And Chev, are you still causing trouble? Or are you behaving yourself? He is a troublemaker. It's nice to see you, Pyro. Look how fast it's getting dark. It should be interesting. Oh, there they go. Probably going to hear the dogs a lot tonight, I imagine. And the coyotes get really close now. I mean, really close. I don't know which one's dumber, the dogs for going after the coyotes or the coyotes for coming close. Yeah. Talahina. That roll of wire you see straight out in front of you is going to be that and the bucket right next to it. It's going to be my compost pile. I'm going to get that started this year so it's ready for next year. Yeah. Nothing I can do until he finds a girlfriend. Right now he's just saying hello. long-winded, but he's saying hello. Hey, Jeff. How are you? Yeah, I don't hear him much inside. I am recovering, Jeff. Chimeras? What the heck is a chimera? Or chimera? What is that? DM? Somebody else made that comment too, and I don't know what it is. Amen, Jeff. That's what I said. You know, I pray for you guys every single night still. Every single night. I add everybody on my live chats, or used to be on my live chats. I add everybody to my prayers. Thank you, Jeff. It's nice to see you. Well, that is going to be a bright light, huh? Hey, but you should be able to see I shine pretty well, shouldn't you? I gotta keep my eyes open up here. It's nice to see you too, Cryptid. I hope everything's okay with you and yours. Oh, I don't know, Brian. Couldn't tell you. You mean like Nephilim? Hey, Susan. Wow, look at this. We got some people coming in that we haven't seen in a while. This is nice. Thank you all. I appreciate it. Now, if that whippoorwill wasn't here, you wouldn't hear nothing. It's dead silent. Oh, I love it out here. I absolutely love it. Thank you, Northern. I appreciate it. It's nice to see you too. Kraken? Amanda. Oh my. Leave that to you. You guys always have, believe it or not. It's not always funds that help people, you know? Yep, see, he's going to find his girlfriend now. Just had to make his appearance. All right, Kraken, do we know you or did you change your name? And I'll be going out sometime either the weekend or beginning of the week. There's a lot of wild edibles out there. And it's a perfect time right now for some of them, your spring ones, to start harvesting them. You know, cleavers for lymph cleaning, and all heal, purple dead nettle, dandelions. I mean, there's a lot of them out there. On the way into our property, right from the main road, which they don't spray anything around here. I was talking to the guy because it's on one of those electric, you know, where they have the electric, I don't know, one of those little substations or something. Okay, Susan. God bless you, sweetie. I asked him if I could take some of the blackberry bushes there, and he said, "Oh yeah, we cut all this stuff down, so you're welcome to." So please go ahead when you do that. Okay, okay, I will. Um, anyways, Dusty went out there and Michael, I think it was Michael, they went out and they dug up a whole bunch of them and brought them. So now they're in water in front of my house. And my grapes are just going crazy this year. So in the next couple days, I need to get out there and rearrange it. And I think I'm going to put the blackberry bushes right on the outside of where the grapes are. So they grow up on the back side of the grapes. I think that'll help. I'm not sure. It might not be a good idea to do the two because they might, you know, argue for water. But I'm going to try. I think that's a good area. And since, you know, we water the grapes anyway, I think that'd be smarter. I don't want to put it too far away to where I have to go too many places. And don't forget, you know, we're collecting water right now, or we get it from the neighbor. So when I do get the water running, then I want to put a drain line out there to that direction. And hopefully this year, because last year we had a lot of grapes, but I never picked them. I let the birds eat them. This year I want the grapes because I want to start making my jams again. Hey, K-Pup. And I noticed one thing I don't have this year that I've had a lot of is dandelion. I cannot find dandelion around here anywhere. Now there's cat's eye. There's a lot of that, but I cannot find any dandelion. True dandelion. It seems like some of the wild edibles have disappeared from my property this year. And of course, I'm blaming it on the stuff in the sky. I swear they're putting weed control out there so people don't help themselves. Eh, you know, that's like way out there, isn't it? Conspiracy theorist. Can't get much weirder than that. Wouldn't surprise me though. People are healing themselves. People are getting healthier because they're doing the natural stuff. It wouldn't surprise me for the government to try to stop them. Oh, and by the way, I keep my eyes open. I haven't seen a black box on my telephone pole yet. Oh, I have no idea, K-Pup. I'm just, I haven't been here in so long. I was just coming on to reconnect with everybody. No, Kraken, don't mow dandelion. Oh my gosh. Dig up those dandelions and send them to me. Oh my goodness, that is one of the healthiest. You can make dandelion honey, you can make dandelion tea, you can make coffee. I mean, oh my gosh, it's one of the healthiest weeds out there. What I wouldn't give to have a bunch of dandelion. But I'm definitely pulling the stuff that I have. Yeah, I make jam out of it. Jelly, jam. Well, my grapes, I make jam. With dandelion, you can make jelly. I don't drink wine, or you can make dandelion wine, but I make a really good, yeah, I heard that, Martha. I make a really good tincture with dandelion and a couple other things for when people get sick. I have an echinacea out here, so you just take a shot and you get over being sick pretty quick. Here comes the dogs. Maybe tonight you all will be able to see the horses. The wild horses have been around here. Yeah, look at Tank. He's limping. Can you believe that dog got... Listen to this. Tank was chasing Jay and Dusty in the truck, and he jumped over the little ravine we got down there at the end. You know, the little... Um, I don't know what you want to call it, but anyways, he jumped over that and ended up underneath my truck, and Jay rolled him in the truck. And then he called me and told me that he hit Tank. So Michael went running out there, I went running out there, and we couldn't find him. Hi, Jenny. How are you? Okay, sweetie. So we went looking for him, couldn't find him. And finally, he was in a wooded area. Awesome, Grandma. Michael carried him in the house. He was bloody. He was just blood coming out of his mouth, out of his ears. You know, he was just, I didn't think he was going to make it through the night. So I put a blanket down. I laid down with him. I cleaned him off as much as I could. I prayed over him. I cried my eyes out. I thought I was going to lose Tank too. And 2 days later, that stupid dog was out chasing vehicles again. I'm telling you, that dog has no brains. None. He's crazy. Oh, one thing I forgot is I forgot a flashlight up here. Oh, snap. That's not good. I got a bunch of spiders up here in the loft. I'm going to have to be careful. They're not bad ones. They're just jumpers. And I play with the jumpers. They don't bite. That's Milo. That little one's Milo. That's Gabriel, my grandson. That's his dog. He never came back and picked him up. So he's here. Leo's still here. And that dog's crazy. He's the one that goes after the coyotes. I swear he's part coyote. Now it's quiet again. Tank does that stuff too, and that's how he got rolled. I just don't understand that crazy dog. Cows. So I did find my camcorder. Remember, guys, I used to do my lives on my camcorder. So I did find that, and I'll start setting that up. And I'm looking for my my recorder. I haven't been able to find it. Now, a few months back, I found it before I started cleaning up, or before, you know, before I started putting stuff up into the loft to get rid of it. But anyways, I can't find my audio recorder, and I want to put that out. You would not believe some of the sounds out here at night. It's just downright freaky. Yeah, I don't think there's anything behind the blue tarp, because my dogs wouldn't be sitting there the way they are. When the big guys show up, the dogs go underneath the house, and Tank wants inside. If it's something else, if a predator is around, my dogs will growl. You know, if it's a person, they'll growl and bark. But if it's a predator, they'll just low growl. And then Tank definitely wants in the house. Now the other two will, I can hear them underneath the house. But they just stay underneath there and growl and growl and growl. But they're walking around like, you know, like nothing. They don't see nothing. They don't hear nothing. And I trust my dogs because they're used to being outside at night. If there's something out there in the woods, I promise you they're going to find them. Especially the big guys. Yeah, I see it too. I actually see it too. Who knows what the heck that is, but if it's something to worry about, my dogs will definitely tell you. But I just caught movement out of the corner of my eye a few minutes ago. I could actually zoom into that area. Right, exactly. It looks like a face. You want me to try to zoom in, see if I can't see better? I can. I can try. Let's turn this and let's see if I can get a little closer. See, now you can see something moving behind the leaves that are sitting there. See, now I can see movement there. I'll just leave this right here. Oh, nope, it's not gonna stay there. Maybe it'll stay right there. Hopefully it doesn't fall. You know I drop you guys all the time. Hey, remember, sis, that thing you bought me to put in the window? It broke. I saw movement. In fact, if you watch, you'll see more movement there. But oh my goodness, the dogs would smell it in a heartbeat. That's Peanut's favorite area. Look down there at the bottom on the third little tree on the right. Look down at the very bottom. Watch that area right there. See, now that'll move. There's movement there. So I don't know, it could be. And there's no wind. I mean, there's absolutely no wind. Maybe there's something climbing around in the tree. I can't tell you. Anyway, so like I said, maybe next week what I'll start doing is going outside and start getting you guys familiar with the edibles that you need to be harvesting now. And then, hey Chris, how are you? And then we can start talking about, what to do with them. And those of you that don't have my book, just email me and I'll send you a copy of the book. And it tells you how to make the tinctures or the salves or any of that kind of stuff. It doesn't cost anything, it's free. Don't you dare fall, you stupid light. Oh my goodness. Right now, my phone is propped up on a box. Really? So what happened, Chris? Kraken, if you keep looking there, if you keep watching there, you're still going to see movement. Why won't it let him on the live? That's freaky. Huh. That's really weird. I wish I was closer, Chris. Hey, Tim. Oh, there they go. Now see, they're heading that way. Heading back towards the back. I hope that they're not going after the horses. Saw 3 beautiful deer yesterday in the yard. Yeehaw! You're back. All right, I'll turn. Kraken, do you have another name? Do we know you? Tell me who you are. Sorry, I know that gulping is pretty loud. It's so quiet. You can hear me swallowing my coffee. Yeah, me too. All right, where do you want me to put the camera? You want me to put the camera back where it was? What do you all think? Shut up, stomach. Ooh. Guys, guess what I see? Guess what I see? I see eye shine. Okay, look to the left of the blue tarp. Don't worry about me, Tim. It's going to be okay. I promise it'll be okay. Look to the left of the blue tarp. There's a tree up in front. You can see the bark of it, right? To the right of that, about midway up, Watch that area. I just saw a bluish eye shine. Why are you doing antibiotics, Amanda? See? Can you guys see it? Blue eye shine. I got a picture of a big guy back there in that area 2 weeks ago. I got a pretty good picture too. I have to start posting those pictures. What do you think, sis? Is anybody, what's that called again? When you turn your camera on the black screen or whatever it's called? Dang, I'm forgetting everything. I gotta go back to taking my vitamins. Look at that. It's little, it's blue, inverted, thank you. Can you see the eye? It's a light blue. Could be a great big huge spider too. Well, I don't know why, Miss Manda. You don't listen anyway, goofball. Okay, so Martha, look to the left of the blue tarp and the tree that you can see kind of the bark in it. Well, look about 3/4 of the way up and directly to the right of that. There's blue eye shine right there. And it is blue. I can see it in my camera. It's small. It's not real big. It could actually be a spider. You know, the light's bright enough. They can do that. I've seen spiders in the trees before that look like eye shine. Seriously. But it is awful quiet. That's a blue eye. The blue eye. All right, where'd you go? I was talking to my aunt today. She's the only one that's left over, really, actually, on this side of the family. And she is really having a rough time down there in Florida. She's supposed to have back surgery. I told her if she has back surgery, you know, if she comes here and has back surgery in Texas, that I would take care of her. But she's as stubborn about staying in Florida as I am about staying here. She said, no, why don't you come down here? And I was like, nope. Not going to Florida. Although I'd see my daughter if I went to Florida, but. I can't hear you singing, Jeff. Come on, louder. You see anything, sis? See a spider up there? Little teeny black dot. Anyways, I really have to show you guys that picture. That foot is so huge. Red Dirt Cryptid Investigations. Hello. Now tell me who you are. Because I don't recognize the name. Red Dirt. All right, Red Dirt. That's Texas. Is it? I'd send you mine. I don't use mine anymore. Well, that'd be nice, Pyro. I really... Hello, Brian. All right, yeah, I could make it straight through too, but there's no way I could spend 6 months down there in Florida. There's too many. Okay, Amanda, I will. There's just too much going on here. And like I said, I think that one of the best spinal surgery places is in Texas. And if she goes there, then I'll bring her here and I'll take care of her. But I can't go to Florida. Uh-oh, Willie's back. Christy's still here? You hear that? Woo! I think I'd really enjoy it if Peanut came back. I kind of miss it. I don't know, I gotta be careful. Right, sis? Shut up, stomach. Boy, I love it out here. I just love this quiet. An owl should start pretty soon here. That's actually a truck. Pretty far away. You can still hear it. Jake breaking. Wonder where it's at. Maybe it's coming down off of Rattan Trail. I bet you it is. A lot of trucks do that. They go up there and they're taking the trees and stuff. I don't know, Pyro. I haven't been out in so long. And I think we got snow, but it didn't last very long. There's that noise again. I'm gonna turn you guys this way. I'm really afraid this is going to fall. Stay there. Just stay there. I need one of those. In fact, I have one. Okay, I'm hearing noise. There's something walking through the brush. Could be a deer. Could be the horses. Okay, Amanda. Oh, yeah. I have not heard any turkey around here. Airplane. Or helicopter. Helicopter. She is. Where's mine, sis? Yeah, there's, it's so quiet here. It's unbelievable. I mean, you can hear a tree frog from miles away in this place. What you're mostly going to hear is my stomach growling. The heck? Okay, let's see where he goes. Oh, I can imagine. Did you take pictures, Pyro? You're in Enid? Y'all get more snow up there than we do. I'm not gonna do a whoop. You know better than that. Yeah, one of my favorite things to do with the dogs put away, of course, is to sit out there in the woods in one of my chairs, close my eyes. Ugh, it is so peaceful out there. And I do have a, what the heck? Oh, that's cool. I do have a hammock that I can, if I could find a place to put the hammock, I can lay out there. But yeah, Enid's in Oklahoma. It's serious snake season right now. I mean, they're everywhere. I don't know where my king snake went, but I've found a couple of rattlers around here. I haven't seen any of the other. There's a rat snake that keeps stealing the chickens' eggs. But now the cats are protecting the chickens. Oh, you guys should see that. It is the cutest thing ever. You know those cats will go after anything that goes after those chickens. Possums, raccoons, the cats will attack them. They'll go after them. They protect them like nobody's business. It is just wild to watch them. And of course, you know, I don't have the camera rolling when it happens, but well, no, your Ohio winters are pretty bad. I remember I was raised there. I remember 35-foot snow drifts. No, thank you. I'll take the 1 inch of snow here and the 3 months of cold weather. Yeah, Ohio. Hey, sissy, how are you? How are you doing, sweetie? It's nice to see you. I don't know, Sherry. You know, I was talking to my son about that. And I'm not sure whether I will or not. I've got some things to pray over. One step at a time, sweetie. I'm not ready for the world yet. I'm getting there, but I mean, I've got some. My strength is back. You know, my spiritual strength is back. But there's a lot of other things that are still need to be worked on. And of course, I'm not going to wait till things are perfect before I do something, but I know me well enough to know what I can handle or what I should do and what I shouldn't do. You know. And I can't believe it. I'll say it out loud, but I'm going to be 70 years old next year. Oh, my word. I'm going to be 70. Can you all believe that? Of course, now I look like I'm 70, where I didn't, you know, 6, 7 years ago. Oh, how fast things change. Yeah, I love it that you guys are here. I'm so happy. I feel so blessed. We start doing these, you know, regularly again, and we'll go back to our, hopefully, Lord willing, we'll go back to our night live chats. Yeah, it comes quick, doesn't it, Martha? Tank, what are you doing? Oh, my son's getting in the truck. Tank's drinking water. So you guys can hear everything. Nothing's going to get past you. You're going to hear every single word, every single sound. You two will never change, I'm telling you. Yes, she can. She can throw cactus. Oh, yeah, she's still a moderator. Nah, 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 nah. Well, happy birthday, Amanda. When I switched my phone over, every single person's birthday, I lost all that stuff. You guys are going to have to email me and tell me your birthdays. Because, I mean, I don't have any of them anymore. All that stuff is gone. I'm lucky that I have the phone numbers I still have. Remember, I gave Denny my phone, and I got a new phone. And they were supposed to transfer over, and they didn't. I lost so much stuff. My pictures were supposed to go to iCloud. They never went. Ugh, just ridiculous. But my aunt actually sent me pictures that she got from somebody else, and I haven't seen those pictures in so long. Oh my goodness. I didn't even recognize myself. That was so cool, though. I haven't seen any pictures of me in years. Brings back memories. Bubba's gonna go pick up his wife. Well, happy belated birthday. I don't know about you boys. Christopher, are you still in here or did you leave? Christopher Gillespie. I know, but we can still celebrate your birthday, though, whether you want to or not. So happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, na 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 na. I'm so cramped up here. I mean, jeez. I want to have a, not a yard sale, but I want to put some stuff outside and tell people to come pick it up. Get rid of half of the stuff that's in this stupid little shed house. You know, if you haven't used stuff that you put away for like 5 or 6 years, I don't see any point in having it. Of course, the list is going to help you later on, you know, but I am far from a hoarder, and I can't handle the chaos of all that stuff. It needs to go bye-byes. I like things clean and put where they belong, and I could tell you, even in that big house I lived in, I could tell you where everything is. What'd I say? I didn't do nothing, Amanda. Come on, Bubba, leave. Oh, here we go. You and Chev and Chris. Same old, same old. Yeah, my house could be basically Japanese. I mean, I'm not one for trinkets, you know. I've never been that way. And I got rid of most of my African art stuff besides what we lost, what I had left, I just got rid of most of it. I know you won't. Well, I understand organized chaos. That's the way a lot of people live, but I can't handle it. I guess there's a part of me that's kind of OCD when it comes to that. I need to know where everything's at, you know. Uh-oh, my phone's gonna fall. Well, ain't gonna do you any good, Pyro, if it's actually zombies. I mean, I have my bug out, my bug in bags. I got stuff up here that I just will never use. There's just no point in having it. Oh, Sissy Show's been lurking for a while. He's, he hasn't changed. All right, don't fall, phone. Here comes some wind. Please don't fall. Hey, you ought to be proud of me, guys. I haven't dropped you once tonight. Oh, sis, if I was at your house, I would have... Yeah, that's true. I would have your house fixed up in no time. Of course, you'd probably slap me for all the things I'd throw away. Now, see, Martha likes knickknacks. She's got some cute little things at her house. And I've just never been one for knickknacks. They just too much to clean. And which one of you was it? I can't remember now. I remember one of you. I know one of you collected bobbleheads. Which one was it? Bye, Bubba. Yeah, I know. She keeps me going too. She'll yell at me if I need yelled at. She'll cry with me if I need cried with. I have two serious... No, no, Chev. Funk Pops and G.I. Joes. Oh my goodness. I wish I would have known that, Chris. We got rid of some G.I. Joes quite a few years back. And my son had he had the most incredible Hot Wheels collection. Oh yeah, I'm your Huckleberry. I'll go in and clean your house and you won't know what hit you. That's one thing I can still do. And I'm waiting for the energy to do it because, trust me, this place is going to be cleaned up. What do you got going on down there? Flashlights. I see flashlights. Hey, Reddy. How are you? You were? What were you thinking about? How gone I've been? You actually could, Martha. There's too many places online that buy that stuff. You'd probably make a fortune with NASCAR stuff. Oh, really, Sissy? Yeah, my kids had a whole bunch of it. I lost a lot of subscribers, but that's because I was gone. And then turned around. I thought it was because I was gone. And then I turned around and I deleted my YouTube channel. And because I was having problems with my phone. And then when I reinstalled it, there they were again. And I know we've never had, 2,300 people on here on a live chat, but I usually have the same people. But I was really surprised that I have, that I have that many subscribers. Well, that's nothing compared to some of these people. Can you believe some of these channels have like 5 million subscribers? Dang. Hello? Who's gonna say it? Come on, somebody's gonna say it. Waiting for the chat to tell me. What do I say? Oh yeah, Facebook is horrible. I'm rarely on that thing. That's right. Come on, babies. Come on, babies. I have chocolate covered raisins. My son bought me some chocolate covered raisins. I should eat them. I really should. I love chocolate covered raisins. You know they don't sell the dark chocolate ones anymore? Nowhere. I haven't found any dark chocolate raisins, covered raisins in forever. Ow, ow, ow. Yep, babies. Just the next couple days, if you guys will look on my 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 community page, I'll post the pictures of the footprints that I found. They're so unmistakable. Oh, really? Yeah, I don't like milk chocolate, though. I like dark chocolate, and it's really hard to find them. You know, the right percentage of dark chocolate. Because I don't like the 100% cacao. Ooh, ooh. It's just a car. They're going after a vehicle. Bad dogs. Bad dogs. Got your chocolate milk now? You happy? I have my coffee. I'm happy. Yeah, dogs are always at it. Anytime. Well, we don't have very many people driving around here, but when they do, those dogs go crazy. I can't help it. The coffee doesn't keep me awake, but it certainly does help my stomach. Well, my stomach's getting better. I found out why it was hurting all the time because I wasn't eating. What? I'm sitting. You're pregnant. Sorry. Come on, drum roll. What is it, sissy? What'd you do? You did not. You did not. Really? Why? Coffee's so good for you. Not the pre-made stuff, but coffee beans. If you drink coffee that way, it's actually really good for you. People that drink coffee have less heart disease and less Alzheimer's. I'm tired of the lies that they've been telling people for years. The only thing bad about coffee when you buy like Folgers or anything like that is, oh, God took it from you? Yeah, if it just went away, God took it from you. It must have been a reason, sweetie. But there's mold in the coffee. You know, I buy the coffee beans when I can and I grind them up myself because it's just a healthier way to do it. The coffee and chocolate are really good for you guys. I think my legs are falling asleep. I gotta move my legs here. Hold on. Yeah, there's Ohio's favorite cryptid has been sighted twice. Loveland Frog? Frogman. What are you talking about, Frogman? I've never heard of a frogman. Well, your AFib is, like I said, a lot of people, and we've been through this before, and you all know me. I'm just going to tell you how it is. I've been telling you guys for years about inflammation and parasites and all, and molds and all that kind of stuff. I mean, I've been preaching this for years. Excuse me. Some people listen, some people don't, but now it's actually coming to light, and I just shake my head, you know, literally, because now it's finally, people are starting to jump on the bandwagon and understand that that's what these diseases are coming from. You do a parasite cleanse, you know, and your whole world opens up. I mean, it becomes, your mental clarity is changed. Everything changes. And there's a lot of these diseases that are caused by horrible things, such as mold. And you would not believe how many people with Alzheimer's are mold filled. Their bodies are loaded with mold. You know, I mean, attributed certain parasites to people that are diabetic, which I don't know. I'm not going to say I 100% agree with that, but the point is, I'm talking about, guys, I do my research. I get onto NCBH and I do my research. I look at all kinds of paperwork and stuff like that, and I really delve into it to find out. And some of the studies that they've been doing way back in the day, way back in the day, have proven this. It's just never been broadcasted. And now that people are finding out their food's been tainted, now they're looking into the natural stuff. So, of course, it's popular, right? And so now people are actually starting to listen. And I'm like, smacking my head, wow, I could have had a V8. Can you imagine? Can you imagine through bananas what would have happened if people would have found there you go. Exactly, sis, I was just going to say that. If people would have known about the ivermectin before the bananas, and now this new one that they're starting to come up or trying to come up with. I agree with ivermectin and the fenbendazole and the whole 9 yards, but see, I do mine the natural way. I do mine with the black walnut, and stuff like that, and and as far as anti-cancer, I do the bitter apricot seeds. I'm sorry, Reddy. I am so sorry. I am so sorry to hear that, sweetie. I couldn't get them to listen to me with my mother-in-law. I mean, my mother-in-law. They just didn't want to hear it. Tim, you're so bad. And you guys all know, way back then when I was talking about this stuff, people just think that it's old wives' tales or it's, I don't know, just it just bothers me really bad. So many people die that shouldn't, that don't have to die. And I wholly believe with 100% that cancer is a spirit. I've been praying against that for so long. But some of these diseases they are fixable. The doctors aren't going to tell you that. I'm really, really sorry, Reddy. Just really, It's another thing I was upset about with my live chats is I know we were learning a lot of stuff. I was learning a lot of stuff because I had to look stuff up, that I didn't know. And, be able to come on here and talk to people about it. And me being gone for so long, I just dropped all that off. Yeah, there's some doctors now, Amanda, that are listening. There's a lot of doctors, actually, that are turning to some natural medicine because they know the difference. They know the stuff works. Especially people that are cured of cancer and they go back and to the doctors are saying, this is a miracle. Well, yeah, it's a miracle, but also, God gave us the stuff to use. People just didn't want to hear it because the pharmaceutical companies. So they don't want all this to go bye-bye. They're still making too much money. And even with all this new stuff that's coming out. Yeah, I know. I know. Like I said, I've heard this forever. Well, I'm still smoking too. And I know I shouldn't be smoking, especially, the older I get, the worse it is on your lungs. But I take the Mullen every day. I put peroxide in my vaporizer. It's not an excuse, I teach natural medicines and here I am puffing on a cigarette. And I think eventually I'll get to that point where I don't want them anymore. I get irritated sometimes and throw away a pack of cigarettes. But I've talked to quite a few respiratory therapists and doctors. And like they told my mom, they said there's no reason for you to quit now. You've been smoking so long that if you quit, your body's going to go through a severe detox. And that's when people usually end up with other issues. You got to remember all the carcinogens that are in cigarettes. So your body's going to basically go through a detox. You have to be really careful about trying to do something like that. If I want to quit, it's going to be over a period of time, just cut myself down. I just heard a noise out there. I'm not sure what it was. Kind of sounded like moaning. Did anybody hear that? I know I was yapping. But usually they're active when I yap. I'm sure that's all you're thinking about now. And see, there's a lot of doctors that'll gaslight you and tell you that all your labs are normal. And that's why I tell you guys, if you don't feel good and you've gotten your lab work done, the doctor's told you it's fine, send me your lab work, because I'll tell you, something can be off just a couple of points and it's enough to throw your body off. But, it wasn't you. I wouldn't have been able to hear you, goofball. Because, that's gaslighting to me. If they don't find anything critical like cancer or heart disease, they're just going to blow you off. They don't want to hear it. And it's one thing I can't do, Jeff, is I can't smoke pot. My daughter-in-law tried me on the gummies a couple of times, and I got sicker than a dog. And my son told me, Mom, you're allergic to it. Now, she knows there's like so many different strains, so she's tried me on a couple, and I can't handle it. So that's what I'm saying. If you really want to know what's going on with your blood work, send it to me, and I'll look it over and tell you what's wrong. Exactly, Amanda, because the doctors don't teach you. They hide a lot from you. Now, the last doctor I saw, I went in and I was talking to him for a while, and I said, before I leave, I said, I'd like a copy of my test results, and his mouth dropped. And he said, well, I can explain. I said, no, I want a copy. I said, because your explanation and my knowledge are two different things. And he was so mad. Oh my gosh, he was so mad. Why is your blood pressure high? Do you know? Yes, I am. I refuse to leave. You're allergic to me? Wow. Sorry, just teasing. Dead silent. It's too quiet out there. It's like this every night, guys. Every night. It's just dead silent. And I'm really surprised the coyotes haven't shown up. And I'm surprised that howler hasn't shown up. Maybe it's because I'm doing live chats that the howler didn't show up. He's been around here every single night. Am I lagging, guys? Looks like I'm lagging by your responses. I say go, and you write go afterwards, and now tell me if you're lagging or not. Ready, set, go. I'm bad, huh? Wow. Yeah, see how long it takes for you to answer go when I say go? We're lagging. Probably my internet. Your daughter. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that too, Tim. We got to find out why your blood pressure's high. High blood pressure is not a good thing. Are you taking cayenne pepper? Okay. It just seemed like it was, Tim. Anybody whose blood pressure is high needs to be on CoQ10 and cayenne pepper. You need to get that blood pressure down. That stress on your blood vessels is not good. Are you kidding me? Wow. That's awesome, Amanda. Your issue's different though, sissy. Remember? I don't. Got to figure out what yours. I don't really know. There's some people out there that there's something underlying, and you just don't know what it is until you do all the tests to find out what's causing it. But I know for a fact that I got Denny and my mother and quite a few other people off their blood pressure. Yeah, I like super beets. I drink those daily. But I got them off all their blood pressure medicine. Hawthorn berry, CoQ10, and cayenne pepper. And they took no more blood pressure medicine. Their blood pressure was perfect. And I'm talking like 117 over 70, not 120, not borderline hypertension. But your cortisol levels can have a lot to do with that too. If your hormones aren't working properly, then that's going to throw a lot of stuff off. And it takes a lot to find out which hormone is not working properly. Hormones have a lot to do with a lot of different things. My coffee's getting cold. I don't want to shimmy downstairs to warm it up though. It's not cold out. It's pretty nice out right now. Yeah, that's what I'm usually at, Amanda, 90 or 60. Yeah, if you're starting menopause, you need um, sunflower seeds, no, pumpkin seeds, black gohash, and wild yam. Going with the no salt is not smart. People, your body needs iodine. Your body needs iodine. That was a lie. Salt intake is not the reason why people have high blood pressure. I know I've told you guys this before. You know, smoking can raise your blood pressure, definitely. But it has to do, again, with hormones. Yeah, well, do yourself a favor, and if your sea salt doesn't have iodine in it, you need to make sure that once in a while you get the iodine. You know, they have IV clinics now that you can get the stuff that you need. Like, there's a difference between ferrous and ferritin when you get your iron level checked. Hey, Typical, how are you? They're completely different, and they can tell you, oh, your iron levels are normal, but they're not. They're not checking ferritin. If they don't check ferritin, then you're off, and that can cause a host of problems. Again, that has a lot to do with your thyroid, has a lot to do with your hormones, and has a lot to do, you know, with the way that your body's reacting. Are your shakes due to medicine? Are you taking any medicine that can cause shakes? Yeah, garlic is really good for blood pressure, heart health. Garlic is phenomenal for heart health. Why? Because garlic is an anti-inflammatory. It's okay. See, that's what I'm talking about. You have low iron. You need to find yourself one of those places, those IV clinics, and you can actually get ferritin. They have to do it that way, but I think they're around $100, anywhere from $80 to $100. But you just go once every 3 months, and you'll be back on track. It doesn't take long to reverse anemia. Not if you do the right iron. They give you iron pills, just going to make you sick. It's not the right iron. It's ferrous sulfate. I bet you do have them, though. If you just Google search the IV clinics, they're all over the country now. They're popping up left and right. Yeah, you might have an allergic reaction to tomatoes. Like I said, everybody, me too, typical. Yeah, garlic is really good. Garlic and onions are a staple. You know, that's two major things that'll get rid of. You know, remember I told you guys inflammation is 99% of all diseases. And what gets rid of inflammation best? Garlic and onions. You know, remember the syrup I told you guys about when you got sick? Garlic and onions. And honey, it's the best thing to get you over being sick. Any kind of flu, virus, anything. You can add oil of oregano if you have a virus. But garlic and onions and honey will do it. It'll kick it right out of your system. I still do that. Everybody else is sick for a week and I'm sick for 24 hours. Yeah, garlic is the best. But you got to get the organic. The best thing to do is make it yourself. I mean, grow your own. It's real simple to grow your own. By the time it's the third growing of your garlic, there's no more of the GMO stuff in it. They don't stay. It doesn't stay, not with garlic. And I get the fresh garlic out here out of my yard. You know, I have to go pretty far back to make sure the dogs haven't peed on them. Yeah, you got to find out what in the tomatoes caused you to be sick. Yep. It's too funny, Tim. That was just when I was going to start singing, or start humming. Oh, I just swallowed it wrong. Oh yeah, rosemary is great for people that have got hair loss, people that have skin issues. Rice water and rosemary is great for eczema. You know, you can add garlic to it. They have garlic oil. You can press your own and make your own garlic oil. It's really, really strong. But you can put garlic oil mixed with some other kind of oil. I would say something like jojoba oil or coconut oil. And you can put it on some of that, the skin disorders that people have. You know, skin tags, stuff like that. Eczema, acne. I mean, there's so many things out there. Right now, I'm starting to get my stuff out because I want to make rosemary and rice soap bars. Yep, see, you're smart. It's just beautiful. Tonight would be a perfect night to go sleep out in those trees. Yeah, I know, sis. If you have anxiety, I will tell you what really works. Is that saffron. I have the saffron seeds in my cart on Amazon, but Amanda, when I get to you, I'll make you a bar of soap for your hair. Your hair will grow back fairly quick. But saffron is nature's Xanax, and that's a good way. You got to start with 30 milligrams. Don't listen to them when they tell you 500 milligrams because that's at a dangerous level. You want to start out small. So you get yourself 30 milligrams of saffron and give it to them and see if the shakes don't stop. But a lot of times you have medication that'll cause you to shake. And you think about it, it's a neurological thing. You know, your body doesn't shake for no reason. And I know a lot of people that have anxiety that shake a lot. Go get some frog legs then. Michael had a frog in his hands earlier today. He got pictures of them. Okay, Jeff. You were on a lot of medication, though, Amanda. And now, even though that you're off the medication, it still did its damage. You're fine, typical. You know you don't have to. You can sit there and watch, honey. Well, get yourself some saffron. All of you that have the shakes, get yourself some saffron. Get the lowest milligram you can get. But I'm going to start growing it and making my own. When I finally get to that point where I'm able to make it, I can sell it to you a lot cheaper than the stores do. Ready? Yeah, I understand that. You know, there's some people just have that, but it's still neurological any way you look at it. If your body has the shakes, it's still neurological no matter how you look at it. You could have had a spinal injury or a concussion and you can have the shakes. It's neurological. Yeah, me either, Amanda. None of us thought it would be this way. I mean, you guys would be shocked if you saw me. You'd literally be shocked. You wouldn't even recognize me anymore. I look in the mirror, I'm like, whoa, who is that? I don't really care about getting older, though. It don't bother me. I mean, face-wise. Body-wise, yeah, that bites. Can't do half the stuff I used to do. I don't know, typical. Probably when I do my my daytime videos of the edibles. Yeah. Well, look what interferon is. Like I said, I will tell you, everybody that's got it. Okay, well, you can't do anything for the iron except for the food. Now you can, I don't know if you eat liver, you know, if you don't eat liver, you can buy the beef liver now, they sell it, that actually has ferritin in it. But as far as your blood pressure, you know, if you take garlic every day, that's one thing. But what you really need is you need CoQ10, you need hawthorn berry, and you need cayenne pepper. Or you can, they sell beef, they sell they sell the beef liver in pill form. You can still get, you know, you can still get what you need. I missed it, Reddy. What'd you say? What about killed you? The interferon? Doctors make me sick. We're all a bunch of guinea pigs for their stupid, twisted games. Yeah, just look for it online. You can go to Amazon and look for beef liver in capsule form. But you don't, if it says ferrous sulfite, that's not going to do you any good. That's why I said the best thing you can do is get the shots. If you go to the doctor, you know, the doctor can actually give it to you. You have to be on an IV for a while, but he can actually do it, and your insurance covers it, especially if you're anemic. But if they tell you, you know, anything other than ferritin, they're lying. You need to ask them what your ferritin levels are. God, they make me so mad. Ugh, they make me so mad. Say that again, Sissy. What did you say? Is there any way for you to copy paste what you just said to Amanda? Because I missed it. I mean, I just missed it. Yeah, but you can't chew them. You can only swallow them. Don't ever chew a pokeberry. Oh my. No, you're not that smart, Tim, because I don't see with frog legs. Ha ha. Yeah, I was going to say that, sis. The side effects for Ozempic are pretty bad. Boy, I wish I had more time with you guys one-on-one. What? You're sure what's wise? I understand that, sissy. They're just stretching at this point. They don't have answers. All they have is what they have in their arsenal. They're not going to go any deeper than that. And that's my point. That's why I said I wish I had more time one-on-one with you guys, because I could find the root. I don't have enough room, Tim. Ready, um, frankincense and castor oil. Exactly, Pyro. If you'd mix frankincense and castor oil and put it on your knees, it'll take down the inflammation in your knees, and they won't hurt as bad. Now, I can't say I don't agree with knee surgery, because there's a lot of people that absolutely, their bones have just worn away. Yeah, well, like I said, I wish I could find your source, sissy. It wouldn't take me long to find the actual source of what's causing your issue. But it just really bothers me. Like I said, I know this to be a fact, and I'm not trying to thwart you. You definitely do. If you trust your doctor, do what your doctor tells you to. But I will tell you this: when their arsenal is empty, they're going to give you anything, anything. Yeah, you wouldn't pitch tents for very long. Not with the weather here in Oklahoma. Not where I'm at, anyway. I'm kind of in a bowl, guys. We don't get the tornadoes as much, but boy, when we get rain, we get rain. I'm just saying, listen, for those of you that want to lose weight, there's 35% of your heart is dead. Do you know what your ejection fraction is? And how are they telling you your heart is dead? Well, yeah, osteopenia. Yeah, of course they're not going to do any surgery on you, but they're saying you can take colostrum. You can take colostrum for that, glucosamine, and you can use the castor oil with the frankincense on it, and that'll rebuild the cartilage, and that's what you need, in order to do that. Because remember, um, there's a lot of stuff out there, natural stuff out there. Now, sissy, I'm not talking to you right now, okay? But everybody else, what I'm saying is, the medicines that doctors give you and the therapies that they give you, they're only doing this because they learned it in books. Okay, when it comes to themselves and they go through this, they're going to try everything in their arsenal. If it doesn't work, they quit. They just deal with what they have. I've talked to a lot of doctors, and I've turned a couple of doctors on to some natural therapies, and they love it. And I said, why don't you tell your patients this? They said, we're not allowed. Point blank, they said they're not allowed. But just hear me out. Sissy, yours is different, okay? I really don't know the bulk of what's with you, and I don't want to sway you, and I don't want you to feel bad. I'm not targeting you or anything like that, but I really wish I knew why 35% of your heart was dead. Is it due to lack of oxygen? Is it due to lack of blood? What would have caused 35% of your heart not to work? Left side's gone. The left side of your heart is gone? Do you know what from? I'm so sorry to hear that, sweetie. I'm just so sorry to hear that. It's got to really weigh you down a lot. How long has this been happening, sissy? Did you have that problem when you were younger? Did you always have blood pressure problems when you were younger? Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Amanda. Wow. I can tell you right now, medicines for both of them can destroy your heart. Yes. I make a cream sherry that has that. It's got castor oil, it's got frankincense, myrrh, cayenne pepper, and something else I'm forgetting. Hyaluronic acid. Yeah, and that's what I mix up, and I make a really, really good pain cream. And it's real creamy, not real oily, and it works so well. I've tried it on people here, and they love it. You know, Lorinda told me, she said, Dee, this is ace. This is perfect. Because she's my guinea pig. You know, and I try different stuff on her. And she is younger than I am. She's got arthritis so bad. Yeah, I won't take blood pressure medicine. Oh, gosh, let's see. Good night, Jeff. Be safe. Don't work too hard. Yeah, I've got my tallow down there. It's ready for me to start making the stuff. I just need clean water. I need water so I can go ahead and boil my jars and get them ready, because I've got a lot of people that need this pain cream, and I got to get it out. Y'all have to pay for the shipping, though. I don't have the money to do that, but I'll be glad to send it to you. I'll be happy to send it to you. And I'm telling you, it works so well. It works so well. I just, you know, I know I've been saying this for a while because there's a lot of stuff I can make, but if you saw my kitchen, it's not a kitchen yet. I still don't even have a kitchen sink, for crying out loud, but it's just really hard for me to do what I need to do. Now, I finally got a little baby printer. You know, it's those little portable printers, and it can print out real small. That goes on my jars. And I have the jars. People have bought me jars. And so all that is ready. And all I need now is, because I got plumbers coming this week, or possibly this weekend and possibly next week. If we can work it out and they fix my water, they are going to put a filter on it, and then I'm going to have a filter on my sink too, and then I'll be able to make this stuff the way I want to make it. Your heart is a muscle, sissy. It's a muscle. There's got to be a way to repair a muscle, even if it's that bad. I mean, are you on the CoQ10, hon? 200 milligrams or better a day? That is a heart strengthener. That's a muscle strengthener, is CoQ10. That's what kept my sister-in-law alive for all those years. They stopped counting after 350. After 350 electrocardiogram conversions, they stopped counting on her. And they said the only reason that she was still walking around is because of the CoQ10 made her heart so strong. And God is my witness. It strengthens the muscle. Shut up, stomach. My stomach is rumbling. I mean, in your position, if I were you, honestly, I'd be taking 400 or better milligrams of CoQ10 a day. I mean, I would slam CoQ10 like nobody's business, that and vitamin E. It might not die in your lifetime, you know what I'm saying? If it's, if you strengthen your heart, the less chance of it dying quicker is what I'm getting at. You know, you strengthen your heart and you'll be able to get through some stuff. I mean, they told her she wouldn't live to be 21 years old. She started CoQ10 back then. And my sister-in-law died at 76 years old. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I never agreed with any kind of blood pressure medicine. I don't agree with any kind of anti-lipid. No cholesterol medicine. They're or any anticholinergics. You don't take anticholinergics unless you absolutely have to, which is like Benadryl. You don't take any of that stuff. That stuff is designed basically to shut down your system. I know I'm giving you guys a lot, but you know what? Hey, Rich, how are you? I understand that, Reddy, but look, there's too many of us out there that know the natural path, know the natural way. You go in there, you get your test done and stuff like that. You get your diagnosis, but then you don't go by what they tell you to take. You shouldn't be on blood pressure medicine, typical. You know better than that. If I didn't know this stuff was actually truthful, I would not preach it to you guys. I promise you. I will never tell you anything that's just somebody's opinion. I've done research for years, 30 some odd years I've researched this stuff. I've been arguing with doctors since I was in my 30s. I knew there was something off because they gave everybody the same medicine. And one medicine doesn't cure everything, and that's what they kept doing. They throw out antibiotics like they're candy. People now don't... Okay, people now are starting to realize that antibiotics are no different than chemotherapy. They destroy your body. Email me or message me, typical. And the hardest part is I know this for a fact, okay? And like I said, I've worked with a lot of people over all these years. When your doctor tells you something, you're in such a panic state about your health that you'll listen to whatever the doctor tells you to. And especially if you have multiple doctors telling you the same thing. But I need you to understand something. They all learned from books. They learned from books. They have one semester of chemistry. And that chemistry does not talk about the chemistry in your body. It just talks about chemistry. If they combine chemistry with your body, it'd be completely different because people would understand more how those chemicals or those nutrients work in your body. Those minerals, the vitamins, the minerals, they would understand more about how they work in the human system, but they don't. They don't teach them that. And so that's one of the things that bothers me so bad. And I've talked to doctors about that, and a lot of them agree with me. If they would have learned that in school, it would have made things so much easier. But look at how many things that they're testing now. They're experimenting on now. And a lot of these pharmaceutical companies are pulling things from nature because they're finding out that they work, like ginger for your stomach, like ashwagandha for your mood swings. They're really going into detail. They're using human instead of rats and mice and stuff. They're using humans to test this on. Why? Because they're safe. If you don't hear anything I say, please listen to me. Please listen to me. Doctors only know what they've been taught, and they learned from a book. And those books are updated every 3 to 7 years. They don't know the new stuff. I printed out from MCBH. I printed out one of my papers for my son for the doctor. And I had to show it to him. And he was like, wow, this is interesting. And I said, yeah, they've been doing this for the past 10 years. I'm telling you, this is much better than the medicine you're trying to give him. And he said, I'm going to have to look into this. And at least he said he had to look into it. You see what I'm getting at? But they don't know. They won't know unless you tell them. And if you try to educate a doctor, especially one that's not willing to listen, you are targeted. You are ostracized. You're treated like garbage. That's why such problems are happening, especially since the bananas deal happened. The doctors are now under scrutiny for everything they say, everything they do. So now it's a business. It's 100% a business. The doctors can just close their eyes. They don't have to give you pain medicine. They don't have to give you anything. They can just gaslight you and push you out the door and mark drug seeking on your charts. Please, please, please do your homework. Exactly. Exactly, sis. They don't want you to know. Thank you, sissy. It's so nice to see you again, sweetie. Good night, hon. Sorry, I didn't mean to upset you, sissy. It's just, you know that this is my niche. This is what I am so passionate about. I know it can rub people the wrong way, though. I'm sorry. I gotta move my feet. Oh my gosh, sitting in this little teeny corner is not healthy. It's a good thing I'm small. I mean, I think I have 2 feet by 2 feet I'm sitting in. Oh, thank you, sis. Whoa. I hope that light's not getting hot. I have to have my son test it. Oh, yeah. No Suboxone. Oh, no, 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 no. Yeah, that's, like I said, there's too many things. Ibuprofen's horrible for your heart. I mean, that's just, they already know that. There's way too many other things you can try. The Cordalis works well. The saffron works well. The tinctures that you can make up work well. Yeah, Amanda, you need to be on. You need a lymph cleanse. Okay, ready. Good night. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. I'm gonna light my candle. Are you scared? Now, I certainly couldn't read all what you wrote. Yeah, and after a while, you start getting headaches from the ibuprofen because the ibuprofen's not meant to be for pain. You know, if you look up the origin of ibuprofen, it wasn't meant for pain. They started out with ibuprofen for people with high blood pressure. Found out that people said, you know, that it got rid of a few minor aches and pains and they ran with it. There's a lot of medicine out there that's initially they started on one thing and end up using it for something else, and they're not even close. It was just a side effect, you know, side effect of the medicine. You know, I don't know everything, guys. I mean, there's a lot of stuff I don't know, but the things I do know, yeah, the DEA, that needs to change. I wish I could talk to President Trump about that myself, honestly. Or RFK, one of the two. I'd love to talk to him about the pain medicine because I don't agree with taking people. Like, look what happened. You guys don't know what happened to Denny, but I'll tell you what happened. Denny was on hospice, and I was fuming. I beat the floor with my fist for days. I mean, I cried and I got so angry. Okay, you're gonna have to tell me, Squatchin, what nasal spray you're on for migraines. Okay, but anyway, he was on hospice, right? And I told him, I promised him that he wouldn't die in pain or anxiety, which he had completely both of them. And what happened was they would not give me liquid medicine because Denny was allergic to morphine and Ativan. And I told them 9 months before Denny passed, I need some kind of alternative, you know, a comfort meds for when he's ready to pass. Well, all that time they never gave me anything for him. Well, the weekend, when he passed away, and this started 2 days before he was going, and I kept telling the nurse he's going, he's actively passing, and she just didn't listen to me. And I said I need comfort meds, and so I had to crush his medicine, okay, and try to put it in his mouth, and he couldn't swallow. He kept choking on it, and he would scream when I tried to lift his head up to give him his medicine. I was fuming. And I demanded that they gave me liquid medicine. And you know what she told me? She goes, well, I can't do anything about it because the pharmacy's closed. I lost it. I called the hospice place and I said, I'll take your job. I said, I'll do your job. This is ridiculous. You don't, and why? Because the DEA even handles or even covers hospice. They're only allowed to have X amount of medicine on their deathbeds. You got to be kidding me. This is outrageous. And I told that I saw this lady, I talked to this lady, her name is Claudia, and she's an advocate, and I told her, I said, get me in Oklahoma. I said, I'm the biggest mouth you got. And I said, I will fight. And I said, I have the knowledge. And I said, I have the experience. And I said, but you need to get me in front of those people. I said, because I will tell them point blank. And so she's trying to get this whole, coalition going, this whole organization going. And I want to be part of it because this has got to stop. I cannot believe that you got people in car accidents and stuff like that, or after surgeries, and they get no pain medicine. And Denny passed away in pain and with anxiety. And that was my biggest, I think that's what got me in the position that I was, where I was just didn't want to talk to anybody. And Martha will tell you, I was beside myself. And literally, I was punching the floor. I don't have any flooring, it's just wood. I was beating the heck out of that floor. I was punching it all the time. My fingers, my knuckles are bruised up. I was fuming. And I told him off. And I said, this is wrong. All kinds of wrong. There's no way. The only thing I promised him I couldn't do because my hands were tied. I heard about that girl that got in the car accident, the one in North Carolina, the young girl. I think she was 20 or 21. She got in a car accident there in North Carolina. And her family was all over the news because they wouldn't give her any pain medicine. She was screaming in pain. They had just done surgery to put her bones back together and put pins and stuff in her bones, and they gave her nothing but Tylenol. They told her it was anxiety. Oh, my Lord. Yeah, exactly. And this is one of the reasons why I do the research I do to find alternative ways to help people out, because I don't trust the doctors anymore. I don't trust them. Go ahead and do the test for me because I can't do the test. Give me the paperwork on it and I'll go from there. I'll do research, and I just don't do it here. I do research from other countries. I do research everywhere because there's got to be a way. There's too many people that have been healed, whether God heals them or something else, natural wise, or some other kind of medication, but they don't broadcast them. Well, Amanda, there's other things you can do for your kidneys, hon. Dandelion's one of the best. That nettles, stinging nettles, one of the best things for your kidneys. And those plants out there, they're called cleavers. They stick to your clothes when you walk by them. Cleavers is one of the best lymph node cleaners that there is out there. You make a tea out of it and you drink it, it'll clean your lymph system. And your lymph system is what holds all your toxins, including in your kidney and your liver and everything else. It holds those toxins, your lymph nodes do. So you cleanse them out and then your body works like it's supposed to. Milk thistles for your liver. It depends on what kind of pain you're in, depending on the kind of medicine that you need. I mean, I can give you a list of things that you can try for your pain, but the thing is, you have to understand that nothing is going to stop the pain 100% unless you get the target of what your pain is caused from. Like my aunt, she needs back surgery. No matter what, she broke her back in 2 places. She's got to have back surgery. She refuses. You can't stop that kind of pain. You know, you just can't. And anybody who has back surgery knows that you live in pain from that on. But like Chev does, you know, he takes the pot, you know, he eats the cookies and all that kind of stuff. Chev has a major issues compared to other people. You know, people that are in severe pain all the time, it depends. You know, it really depends. Yeah, turmeric is good for inflammation, you know, so is garlic, so is a lot of other things. But you got to start someplace, you know, and if you work on the inflammation first, you know, you're one step ahead. You notice that you're not in as severe pain as you were because you're not inflamed anymore. But that doesn't happen overnight like a pill does. You know, a pill will just stop your brain from recognizing the pain signal or sending out the pain signal. That's all it's for. Well, I agree with pain medicine to a major extent. There's other things. Dislocated disc, yeah. I've got 2 bulging discs, 2 herniated discs in the middle of my back. I just get on my inversion table. Well, I can't get on the inversion table now until I get the house cleaned up, but the shed cleaned up, but that's, well, thank God, Manda. But the inversion table works great for that kind of stuff. It takes the pressure off. But still, either way you look at it, you got to get rid of the inflammation. And believe it or not, castor oil is like a godsend. You know, you can use a castor oil pack and put it on your back on the places that are such damage, and it actually takes it out, the inflammation immediately out of that area. Castor oil is amazing stuff. I seriously got to get this pain cream done, guys. I really do. And all of you that need pain cream, I just want y'all to try it, you know, and I'll start making it, you know. I mean, it just blows my mind. Nobody should be in that kind of pain all the time. I mean, I know my sciatica, I'm in pain, but I put that stuff on it and I put the castor oil pack on it and I'm good for 3 or 4 days. You know, I don't have that kind of pain. It works, but I'm the one that's non-compliant because I've got, you know, I didn't care about me for a long time. And here I am telling everybody, you know, what to do, but I don't, you know, I don't do it myself and I've got everything here to do it with. I just wasn't taking care of me. I'm so used to taking care of other people, didn't know how to take care of myself. Ever since I got the sciatica, when I did that roundhouse kick, when I used to work out all the time, I just quit. I literally just quit taking care of me and started taking care of other people. I don't know what happened, what changed. I actually felt, you know, a constant pain for a long period of time, and I turned that around and started taking care of other people. I didn't want them in pain. Yeah, I know how much you fussed at me. You did too. You still do. Sometimes I listen, sometimes I don't. But now, what's happening to me now is my fault, you know? Yeah, that was really hard to watch, is Amanda go through that with her daughter. I still have her picture on my phone. That's one thing that stayed, Amanda. Do you believe that? Is the picture of your daughter is still on my phone. Oh, just, she was in the hospital. And that's how I was able to pray, you know, was that picture. I have a tallow cream that's really good for aging. gets rid of wrinkles and stuff like that. Really, really good for rosacea or eczema. I've got a cream for people that have, uh, this has got oil of oregano in it, people that have either toenail funguses or um, herpes or stuff like that. I've got a pain cream for that too. I've got all kinds of stuff that I want done, that I want to make. And my rose water, rice water, rosemary shampoos are in bars. And it's so easy to use. You don't waste a bunch of shampoo. Your hair will tell you when you got enough of the soap in it. It lasts longer, and it makes your hair grow, and it makes your hair thick. I mean, it's wonderful. No residue, no natural stuff. Yeah, I just got the tallow done. It's sitting in the refrigerator. Now I just got to get my bowls out and my and get it all blended up so I can put them in the jars. I was trying to find glass jars, but they're not selling them anymore. I don't like using the plastic ones. I've got a lot of plastic ones. They'll ship better than the glass ones. They won't be as expensive, but the glass is the best way to go. So if I ship you guys out the tallow in the plastic, if you have a glass container you can transfer it to, that's what you need to do. And I keep my comforting at night before you go to bed to put to. Oh, so it's really lightweight. You just stick your I use, and I just put it in it and then put some on my face, and I love that stuff. I mean, oh my gosh, I love that stuff. But I just started making it, so I haven't made it in years. It's horrible when you quit on yourself. I'm just learning that, guys. You can't give up on you. I hear people say if you don't love yourself, well, it's not really true. You don't have to love yourself to love somebody else, but you have to recognize what love is. Well, I can take care of other people, but how come I can't take care of myself? Well, it's because the fact I'm worrying about other people, and if I could do something, I would. And I figured I would bounce back, because I'm a weeble. I wobble, but I don't fall down. I bounce back. Uh-oh. Did you hear that? Did y'all hear that? Ooh. Anyway, now it's time for me to pay attention to what's happened to me and try to at least level out. I know I can't reverse things, but I know I can level out where I'm at for my age, and that's what I plan on doing. We all need to do that, especially now with things as bad as they are and people as mean as they are and the things that's happening in the world. I know. I know, Squatchin'. I've heard that from Martha forever. Come on. I don't know, typical. That's what I'm looking for. Oops, hold on. I gotta find my stuff here. Don't fall. Oh, wow. Now, see, I could have gotten rid of your shingles, like, within a couple days. You know that oil of oregano kills shingles on the spot? On contact. Yeah, I'm sure you were. Denny had shingles, but he had one little spot, and he was in so much pain. Well, we need to get together, Squatchin', so you can, contact me by a messenger or something like that, and I will try to help you out as much as I can. Like I said, I'm ready to get back into what I was doing before. It's time. It's really time for me to get out of where I was and start getting back into who I am. And it might take me a little bit, but I refuse to quit. I just refuse. Live intentional. Oh, hi. Is is Michael okay? Are you all okay? Good to hear. Well, it's nice to see you. Please tell Michael I said hello. I'm so grateful for you guys, the prayers, the help that you guys have given us. I can't thank you enough. In fact, I can't thank everybody enough for all the time that you guys have invested and the help that you guys have sent. Y'all don't know. Oh, is he? Hi, Michael. I had to turn this light on back here. I can't see spiders crawling around. I just felt something on my back, so I have to keep the light on now for a minute. Make sure they're not coming down off the ceiling. Crazy spiders. I don't mind the jumpers because, you know, like I said, they don't bite, but they sort of scare me when I'm sitting here. I have some pretty big jumpers here in the house. But they kill all the other spiders, so I leave them alone. Can you guys believe how quiet it is here? Tell them I said thank you. It's good to be back. Wolf spiders or wood spiders? Which one? Oh, wolf spiders freak me out too. They have that great big huge hump on their back. Oh, that thing they freak me out. And if you try to kill them, there's like 10 gazillion babies that come off of them. No thanks. We have a lot of black widows here too. So far, none in the house. Thank God. But out in my shed, there's a bunch. I was thinking about setting off a bomb in that little shed before I go in and clean it. Hello? Anybody out there? I don't hear anybody. Do y'all hear anybody? Nope. Yeah, I know it was, Manda. Can't imagine losing a child. It's one thing losing a spouse or other family member, but people don't understand the difference between that and losing a child. I mean, everybody handles grief in their own way, but yeah, that's what I was saying, Squatching. Sometimes in the trees, those spiders up there are huge. I mean, they look like eyeballs, and I get out there, and it's just a big old stinking spider. I had a tarantula down here where you could actually see both of his eyeballs. I'm like, yeah, okay, no. And the stupid small dog that you see here, Milo, he killed one of those tarantulas. It bothers me because I don't mind tarantulas running around outside as long as they stay outside. Some of them are really pretty. One thing I like better here than I did in Tallahena is I haven't found one scorpion here yet. I have my little light. Let me show you guys my new No, he's not a new dog. It's Gabe. My grandson left the dog here. Watch this, guys. Oh, let me find out where this goes. See that? Got me a new toy. You get the dogs to play with it. They're gonna be like, "What is that? What is that?" Hello, anybody there? I love those little green toys. I think that thing was $1 at dollar store. Nope, $1.25. Yep. I can't wait to show you guys that picture of the footprints. Freaks me out. Right up to, remember where the dog pen was? Right past the dog pen towards this house. 2 sets of footprints, one smaller, one larger. Michael put his foot up on one, and it was close to the same size. And then the other one was like twice the size. And I asked Jay, because originally, I don't know if it was the horses back there, because, they'd leave their prints back there. But when I moved everything, you clearly saw the toes. And I was like, oh, crap, I know Jay wouldn't go out there barefoot to save his life. And it was bigger than his foot anyway. But it was huge. And it was in the dirt about a little over 2 inches. So it was heavy. And I was like, oh my goodness. I will, when I'm done with here, I'll go ahead and take the pictures and put them on my community post so y'all can see them. I don't know typical. Like I said, I'm still praying about it. I don't know how to feel yet. I really don't. I was adamant and sure when I was talking to you guys, a year ago about my separation from them. But here's the deal, and I'm not saying I'm changing my mind, but here's the deal. When I go out and I rebuke things from this property, I believe wholeheartedly with all that I am that when I rebuke stuff from this property, they can't be here. I wholeheartedly believe that. Nothing evil can come here, and I go out there and I rebuke. And I plead the blood of Jesus over the property, and I'm adamant about the whole thing. But I did that in Arkansas, remember? With Boo, and he still showed up. And it wasn't, and when me and Jimmy and Denny were in that trailer that night that other cryptid came up, we didn't pray over the property that day. We didn't pray. And I think that was my fault. And remember, sorry to hear that, Amanda. That wasn't that long after I had that nightmare about that DM. And I'm pretty sure the two were connected. And I truly believe that if I'm praying over what's on this property, what's allowed and what's not allowed, I don't care if it's something my kids are watching, I pray over everything, and I'm adamant about it, okay? I won't back down on that. But if they're coming up to the house and they're still around here when I'm out there, praying against them, then it makes me wonder. And here's something I'm not going to, let me just say this. I'm not going to sacrifice oil of oregano, hon, Sherry. I'm not going to sacrifice or compromise my faith by something that either interests me or, I have confusion about. I'm not going to do that. Just so you all know, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to make it fit into a category where I can deal with it. That's wrong. You don't do that. If you believe that it's anti God, then you just don't do it. If you do it, that's compromise, and I'm not going to do that. But here's my question. When Satan was thrown out of heaven and he took 1/3 of the angels with him, right? Okay, is it possible? And like I said, just hear me out. I'm not trying to convince you. Just hear me out a second. Is it possible that any of that Nephilim regretted being kicked out of heaven and asked for forgiveness. Now, Satan doesn't want forgiveness, period. That's one of the reasons that people say, why can't you pray for Satan? Satan doesn't want forgiveness. But what if some of those fallen angels ask for forgiveness? And what if that's the reason why the good and evil in some of the spiritual stuff that we're noticing is happening? Where people don't understand that what looks like something that would be evil is, how do I describe this? See, like I said, I don't want to try to convince anybody about what's going through in my head. This could be just between me and the Lord, and He might slap me down and shut it off. So just kind of not listen to what I'm saying. Just let me rant for a minute. I'm not really sure at this point, and it's not that I'm not sure what I believe in, because Christ is my Savior, period. Nothing's going to change that. I don't care what happens. Nothing's going to change that. You can chop my head off, and I'm not going to change my mind. Literally, I'll go to my grave. Literally, you can kill me, but I won't. I will never turn my back on Jesus. There's some things that are going on that I'm very careful. I'm very careful about doing and very careful about what I'm saying. I don't ever want to lead somebody into the wrong direction. And even though I know that this is, we've had some really good times with our Sasquatch stuff, Okay, sis. I know we've had some really good times with with Boo and that kind of stuff. But that feeling that I got when I was told that they were Nephilim and that they were a trick from the enemy, it hit me like a ton of bricks. I mean, it really hit me hard. And then remember, when Denny started getting sick, I blew off all that stuff. I mean, before Denny got sick, I blew off all that stuff. I told you guys I wasn't interested anymore. I wasn't going to do it anymore. And, I just trusted God and just left it in His hands. But then stuff started happening around here, and I would go outside and I would rebuke it, and I'd say, you're not allowed here. You cannot be on the property. You cannot show yourself. You have to leave. If Jesus Christ is not your Lord and Savior, you have to go. Nothing evil can come nigh my dwelling, period. Gone, be gone. And they would just stay there. They would just stay there. Didn't seem to bother them. Well, okay, so they didn't flee. Then what? Am I going to believe they're Christian? No. No. The enemy is really tricky. Really, really tricky. He's got all kinds of things up his sleeve. And remember, the Bible says that in the end times, even the elect, if it's possible, will be deceived. So trust me, I'm not putting myself in that category where I can be deceived. Not that I can't be, okay? Because any of us can be deceived easily. But I have this, and I'm sure you guys all do it too. You get this discernment. You get this feeling, and that gut feeling is usually right. And if you're led by the Lord, when you have that gut feeling, you have to act on it. Whether you believe in it or don't believe in it, whether you agree with it or don't agree with it, if the Lord is prompting you to do something or not do something, you have to act on it. That's called obedience. Okay? So that's what I'm still doing. That's why I don't have an answer right now as far as what I'm doing, because I'm waiting for the Lord to tell me, and I am listening to Him 100%. If the door gets shut again, it'll never be opened again, ever. My live chats up here won't ever be about I shine in the woods. It'll just be about natural stuff and prayers and everything else. I will never mention the big guys again. I'm just, like I said, there's just something going on recently. What the heck is that? There's just something going on recently, and I'm at total peace with it. Can't explain it. Don't really know how. And I'm going to leave it in the Lord's hands. And that's what I'll leave you guys with as far as that's concerned. I'll just leave that alone. I am sorry, but I am looking at a set of eyes right in front of me. I mean, I'm looking at a set of eyeballs looking right at me. That is so freaky. It's totally up to God. Now, here we go again. In the name of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, if you are not one with our Lord and Savior, you cannot be here. You have to be dispersed, gone, back to the pit where you came from. You do not belong here. In Jesus' name, you do not belong here. I rebuke you in the name of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Be gone. Are you guys seeing what I'm seeing right in front of us? Seriously? That's just wigging me out. Okay. Where did those eyes come from? I didn't see them there a couple minutes ago. This is what I'm talking about right here. Exactly what I'm talking about. Yep. Let me look better. Hold on. Yeah, probably, right? I'm surprised he's not. I'm surprised he's not hooting. You know, it's very possible because we have a lot of owls here. Right-hand side up almost towards the top. Right in the crook of that tree. You know, see, his eyes aren't this way now. Hold on. Just watch that direction. You're probably right. It probably is an owl. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It looks like an owl. But he's not hooting or anything. He's just sitting there quiet, probably listening, probably looking at the window, saying, what is that eye dot doing in the window? But we have a lot of really pretty owls here. Oh my gosh, they're beautiful. Jay saw one at the corner of the street. He said, Mom, I swear the wingspan was 6 feet. It was huge, absolutely huge. Yeah, it does look like an owl, doesn't it? I thought about that. We thought that way for a long time. And I just have to say this. You know, I mean, there's so many people that have so many opinions about what they are. But when God convicts you of something or gives you, when you know that you know that you know, you can't change that. You just can't change it. That's why I said, that's why I feel the way I do right now. Do I know why they can? No. I know they do, but I don't know why. Their head's on a swivel. Now, don't get mad at me, guys. Like I told you, I was just venting. Just talking. Oh, yeah. Oh, I thought you meant the mechanics. Don't laugh at me. You're bad. Yeah, there. Y'all are rotten. You're funny, but you're rotten. I know Mike's laughing at me. I already know that. I know Martha's probably got them alligator eyes looking at me. I know that too. Right, sis? What kind of groceries did you get? See me trying to subtly change the subject? I know, I'm bad. Shut up, stomach. Yeah, it's just a weird feeling. It's just, I don't know. I don't even know how to feel right now. Like I said, I can't second guess myself. I have to know that I know. I have been in front of these guys for so long, and I know some people believe it and some people don't, but, you know, I can feel when they're around. You can feel that presence. I haven't either, sis. I'm sure you did. I knew that was happening. But all these years that I've been, let's look at it. It's been what, 9 years, guys? And every encounter I've ever had, and I don't have. Well, I might be doing a little better at eating. Don't ask me that question. Anyway, I just know. I may not know what they are. I may not know what they're capable of, but I know for a fact that the encounters that I've had are 100% real. Nothing fabricated, nothing, um, uh, I didn't embellish anything. I didn't add to anything. Everything that happened is exactly what happened, as God is my witness. To the best of my ability and my knowledge and my memory, which don't go by memory anymore because, some of that stuff I forgot. Hey, Brown, how are you? I'm better. Don't worry about me. I'll be all right. You got Martha here that kicks my butt every once in a while. It'll be all right. Some people help me out, as far as groceries. Because when Denny passed away, they took half my Social Security. It really threw me in a it threw me into a tailspin. I mean, financially, it really did. And I was just talking to Jay and Dusty, and I told them I have to go back to work. Well, Jay just got his job. His truck is now running. As y'all see that it's now out there, it's working. And the guy was here that offered him a job yesterday, and I listened to him for a little while. And Jay's going to go to work for him. Um, well, I'm in Oklahoma, Brown. I'm not that far away from you. But I still have issues with, certain things when I get all the bills paid. Usually when my Social Security comes in, I pay all the bills except for the electric bill, you know. Right, Martha. But then usually at the third week and fourth week of the month, I'm struggling. So my son got his job. I don't know when he's going to start. And I'm not going to have my truck much longer. They're going to come pick it up because I'm not making the payments on it anymore. The truck's a piece of garbage, the one Jay just took off in, because we know that they're going to come pick it up. And then I have to find another vehicle. Well, in the meantime, what I'm doing is I know I'm not eating like I should. I have to kind of force myself to eat. Um, no, 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 no. I'm not asking for any money, guys. I'm not asking for any money. What I'm saying is I could have groceries in the house and I still can't eat. And this is a learned behavior from when I had cancer. They kept me in the hospital for 10 days, after I had my surgery for my cancer. And he told me that unless I ate everything that they put in front of me, I wasn't allowed to leave the hospital. Because at that point, I was 101 pounds. Well, actually, 99 and then 101. And the nurses told me to eat cereal and ice cream, and so I started eating cereal and ice cream. Well, right now, the cereal and ice cream is not something that I can have all the time because, I don't know, you can't live on cereal and ice cream. You just can't. And I don't want to turn my body into the bad, the sugar part. You got to be careful. So what I do is I have a hard time with, and the hardest part is getting meat. Around here, I don't go to the grocery store. I have to go to the butcher to get meat because the meat around here, every single, and this is the truth, every single piece of meat that we have bought from our local grocery store here has almost been bad. Almost every single one of them. And it blows my mind because it looks fine, but you get it home and you open it up and it smells bad. It doesn't taste right in the food, Yeah, same place, Brown. And so it's not that I'm picky at all. It's not that I'm picky. It's just that I've already gone through enough physically. In order for me to get better, I have to be better at eating. So I'm trying to get the garden started, but, I'm got to be careful about what I put in my body. I don't need my body to get sick because I'm eating anything that I can put in it, which is usually what you can afford is the cheap stuff at the store. Hey, Mike, how are you? You know what I'm saying? My kids could live on pizzas. They could live off of it. I can't. You know, I can't live on pizza. I can't live on the fast food, not restaurants, but the stuff at the store. It just turns my stomach. It, it turns my stomach. You know, I can eat yogurt. I can eat oatmeal. I'm not eating stuff that's going to help me gain weight. And that's my problem. And I don't really know how to change that at the moment. And I will. Like I said, I'm recovering, guys. I'll be all right. Just give me a little bit of time to recover. Well, I'm glad that you're not just lurking, Mike. I have somebody very close to me that helps me out as much as she possibly can. And I appreciate it. And she knows how much I appreciate her help. You know, if I need help, she's there to help me. Whether she can or she can't, she still does. And my whole thing has been from the beginning, guys, you know me and money. It irritates me. Money irritates me. And it's horrible. You know, I could be sent, you know, $200-300 and it'll last a week, maybe a week. Is that not ridiculous? What do you buy for $200 now? You certainly can't buy, you know, a refrigerator full of meat. I can't believe when I went down. I don't know what I'm doing yet, Brown. Right now I'm recovering and I'm just I'm getting back into the swing of going online, you know, connecting again. I don't know what I'm doing, to tell you the truth. I'm just here. Does that answer your question? You know what I'm talking about? And I'm totally honest with you guys. And I've always been honest with you guys as far as that's concerned. I don't like money and I don't like talking about money. I don't like asking for help. Um, I don't like saying that I'm without. That's one of the reasons that I didn't get online because everybody knew that there was, you know, that we were having a lot of problems. Well, I'm not going to get on here and say, yeah, we're still having problems. We could use some help and then put everybody in a position where, you know, that they feel like they have to help or they really want to help. Well, yeah, I understand that and I appreciate it, but it's not, whatever. I don't, whatever. I don't like it. Let's just put it that way, okay? Let's just leave it at that. I don't like it. Julie, hi. It's nice to see you. Boy, I owe people cards and thank yous. And for everybody that donated back then, thank you very much. I never got a chance. You know, Cash App doesn't let you say anything. You know, people send money to PayPal or Cash App. Not Cash App, but PayPal. They send money. You can't even say thank you. There's nothing that you can do. They don't let you respond. It says that I'm not able to do that. So everybody that donated, please let me tell you right now, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate it. I haven't changed, Mike, when it comes to that. You know I'm a jaw jagger. Just talk, 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 talk. And it's been a while, so you got to give me some time. Then I start talking, you're like, hello? Are you there? Okay, I'll shut up. Oops, don't whistle at night. Hey, Brown, what are you up to? You been behaving yourself? Troublemaker. You're such a troublemaker. Don't let him fool you guys. He really is a troublemaker. Yeah, I am hard-headed. Can't help myself. Hey, God made me this way. My hair's gotten really long. I gotta put it up in a ponytail. It's irritating me. I can't wait to get back outside. Oh, I miss being outside, guys. I've been stuck in this house for so long. I feel like a hermit. I would like to go to that Tallahena thing. It'd be nice to get out of here and actually go. I want to go see Tanya in Tallahena. I've been promising her I was going to go sit outside with her at night. She's scared to sit outside at night. You know, the same clan that was there when I was in Tallahena. She lives right up the road from where I used to live. And so it's the same clan that was coming to my house. Yeah. I can't be still. I tried. I promise I tried. I promise you I tried to be still. I don't know how. Then after that, be still and know that I am God, that he told me. Then he tells me, I am fighting for you and you shall hold your peace. Basically, he's told me to shut up. Just shut up. Shut up, you face. Brandon, are you still here or did you fall asleep? Brandon. I bet he fell asleep. I cannot believe there's not one leaf moving. It is so still. Look at the grass. It's not even moving. That's so creepy. Yeah, for some reason, that's the two scriptures that he keeps throwing at me. I figure I'll learn eventually, huh? I keep telling the Lord, I said, you're going to have to talk to me when I'm asleep. You have to come to me in my dreams because I can't be quiet long enough to hear you. Ooh, where's the puppies going? What are you doing over there? The dog just went in there. You better not be bringing me any baby rabbits. Saw the cat. Cat had a baby bunny in its mouth. That'll be fun if I ever get to it. He's trying to, come on, stay there. He's trying to get the front porch made. I have plenty of 4x4s to put in the ground. I'd like to make a small porch. I was trying to get it done before Denny passed away, but that didn't happen. So now I'd like to go out there and try to at least make a small porch with an awning on it so I can sit outside even when it rains. Because right now I can't sit outside, guys. You know, there's just, there's no protection. Milo, Milo, what are you doing? Go lay down. Go lay down. Okay, bye. Brown, are you still squatching? I don't doubt that. I'd probably be the same way. We hear what we think we should hear, huh? There's a big moth. Look at that size of that moth around the truck. Can you see that? He's huge. That is one big moth. Look at him. I think that light works, don't you guys? Or you think it's too bright? I think it lights it up okay. I just hope it doesn't get hot. Where'd y'all go? I don't see anybody writing. Yeah, it could be sleeping. Can you see anything on, oh, you're not inverted, right? I thought they were up at night. Although I got an owl that hoots during the day. I don't hear him at night. I hear him during the day, and he's right in our backyard. He's just constantly going at it. Oh, yeah, that's something I gotta do is laundry. Thanks for the reminder. Well, I wish we had more sounds out here tonight. But anyways, like I said, I don't know how much longer I'll stay on, guys. I just wanted to reconnect and let you all know what was going on. Tell you all, what's happening with me. And hopefully I can get into a routine again. Maybe go back to my live chats at night. And I don't care what we talk about. It doesn't, I'm not going to go on live just to do, the big guy stuff. That's not my intent. My intent is just to get on here and have a place where we can all get together and talk about stuff. And I'll keep trying to help you guys out as far as the natural stuff goes. You can email me, you can text me, whatever, and I'll respond back to you. And the best way to have a conversation is on the phone, or something like that. And then, because it takes a long time to do one-on-one with people, because everybody's different. Not one natural thing is going to cover or take care of everything with everybody. People are different. And it could be as different as the stuff that you drink or that you eat. That could change the whole dynamic of how you heal. Yeah, I have the same number, typical. You can always message me, and I'll give you my phone number, and we can talk that way. But I will ask you this, if any of you need my help as far as medical is concerned, the first thing I'll ask you to do is send me a copy of your latest blood work. And it has to be a CMP also, because that makes a big difference, a big, huge difference on how you're treated, on what you can take. And you got to tell me the list of all the medicines that you're on. And you have to be honest. You have to be really 100% honest. Because if you're not honest with me, I can't help. Because something that you're taking might inhibit, what I ask you to take or what I offer to you or suggest to you. So don't worry about it. I don't judge. I'm just not built that way. I've helped a lot of people get off of medicines that they shouldn't be on. But that doesn't mean you have to, If it works for you, it works for you. Okay. That's fine. The email address hasn't changed either. Just don't do the DDJS 2000 because that's not valid anymore. It's the EMTDEE04 at yahoo.com. It should be in my bio somewhere. Or I think it's about here. I'm not sure. I forgot. I'm thinking TikTok. Oh, that app makes me absolutely crazy. I think I might get off that app. I cannot believe the hatred on that. That is, when I first started getting on TikTok, I like the funny videos, and then people, would get on there and they talk about, their relationships and stuff like that. Well, when it was kind of gossip stuff, I just scrolled past it. But there was a lot of stuff on there, people telling how they got through things, and I like listening to people talk about how they get through stuff. And but the past probably 5 or 6 months, it's been nothing but racial stuff. Black against white and white against black. A lot of nasty comments. I mean, really nasty comments, and anti-Trump or anti-RFK or anti, whoever they want to be anti against, and the comments are just unbelievable. And so I was thinking I might just delete that app and not be on it anymore. But I love watching those funny videos. But YouTube has shorts now from TikTok. And the only bad part about it is you can't go to their page and watch more. Like, I like those funny animal ones where the animals are talking. Yeah, well, I don't go on Facebook very often. Facebook and TikTok seem to be running hand in hand. I don't know who bought it out, but it's pushing a narrative that I'm not happy with. So I don't know. I'm not going to stick my head in the sand, but I certainly don't like it. And I think the more you watch the nasty stuff, the more the nasty stuff weighs on you. Bible says garbage in, garbage out, right? So you got to be careful what you listen to. So when it comes to that kind of stuff, I just kind of scroll by. But I'm not helping matters much by listening to stuff I shouldn't be listening to. It's hard not to when you're thinking about something that's going on. Like all that stuff about North Carolina, I didn't know if half of that stuff was true or not. Whether the government was actually taking stuff away from people. There's so many lies, Yeah, I know. Same here. I go on Facebook every once in a while because I know people, like Martha will tell me that there's something on Facebook. And, right, Martha, right. And if I agree with you, I've had people get off my page too. They've blocked me. And I don't really care. It doesn't bother me. But, they can block me all they want. They'll, the truth gets revealed eventually no matter what. And people might have a hard time understanding what's going on today. But spiritually, if you look at it, it's all been written down. The Bible talks clearly about what's happening in the end times. And I don't care if the end times is tomorrow or 20 years from now. It doesn't matter. You are what you live, So you just got to make a choice. You want to jump on a bandwagon of people that are nasty, you're going to pick up that nastiness. It's going to carry with you and it'll turn into bitterness. You got to be careful what you put in. Yeah, sometimes the light takes a while. People try to extinguish that light, but it's perseverance. You got to keep going. You can't let anybody squelch that light. You can't. It's got to stay lit. And when someone decides that they want to attack you for your beliefs, you got to decide whether you're going to let that attack hurt you or make you angry and respond properly. Exactly, Martha. I mean, exactly. They just don't know any better. They're being led by the nose, by social media. They believe everything that's on social media. Like years ago, they believed everything that was on TV. I mean, if we'd watched more that was on TV and actually saw through, like a lot of us are called conspiracy theorists, but back then, you started putting two and two together. They'd show movies of things happening, and then a couple years later, it would actually happen. I mean, I don't consider that conspiracy theorism. I believe that's truth. You know, exactly. He did. He warned, exactly. He warned us about picking up somebody else's offense. You can't. You have to stand your ground. What's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. But at the end times, like the Bible said, the things that are right become wrong and the things that are wrong become right. And people get used to it and they accept that. You can't accept that. But you can't get mad at them either. Best thing you can do is pray for that person. You got to pray that their eyes are open and their ears are open and they have a heart to serve the Lord. That's all you have to pray. You don't have to go into great detail about the person because you don't even know them. But you hear, you see their responses and you're like, how can you think that way? Well, don't even bother going there. Just say, Lord, let their eyes be open, their ears be open, and their heart ready to serve you, and just leave it be. Because you're not going to change, you're not going to change somebody. God's the one that actually does that. So, but the more people that pray for that person, can you imagine? Can you imagine if all the people with the nasty comments and everybody that watched them was to pray about them instead of repeating what they said or arguing with them? Can you imagine what would happen? It could change the world. But people are it's too instant. Okay. I don't know either. It happens squatching. Yeah, exactly. I agree with that exactly, Live. There's just, yeah, you have to be really careful. Which is like what I said before, it basically turns into gossip. If you're going to repeat what somebody else, you're going to pick up their offense and you're going to repeat it to somebody else. It's basically gossip. And the Bible talks clearly against that too. So this is the whole thing about obedience. And I think there's a lot of people whose eyes are actually open to obedience, what it actually means. Instead of years ago when you thought obedient just meant, God tells you to do something, do it. Something that we were raised in with the word obedience. But that's not what he means at all. He means according to his word, be obedient. So you have to think about the things you say and the things you feel and the things you think of. You can put your thoughts under subjection, and for correction purposes. And you know how hard that is to do, to put every thought under subjection? I mean, I'd sound like a bumbling goofball. I'd be one of those persons going by trying to put every single thought under subjection. But now I understand that opening my mouth and saying certain things and being wrong, I have to immediately apologize and say that's not what I meant, and I shouldn't have said that. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? You, it's just too easy to become offended, and then offense becomes bitterness. You take it on. It becomes part of who you are. Yeah, all of us have done that. And on those of you that have been with me since the beginning, we have watched people turn. We have literally watched people turn. Tell me if I'm lying. We have watched people that in the beginning were believers, and we watched them turn into social media Mongols. They got caught up in social media. The money became better to them. The popularity became better to them, and they walked away from what they originally started at. And it's hard. It's very hard to watch. And all you could do is pray for those people, that their eyes are enlightened again. The Bible talks clearly about once having known, to go back. It's impossible. It's so hard. Not that it's not impossible. I mean, you can, but it's just not an easy walk. And trust me, I know. I get caught up in some of the anger things that I went through, like being mad at the hospice people. And Martha will tell you, I took it out on myself instead of taking it out on them. And you shouldn't do that either. I should have just given it to the Lord, and I didn't. I had to go through it. So many things went wrong, guys. I mean, so many things went wrong. Look at for the past 7 years, y'all been with me since we lost the house. You've watched all this stuff, happen. And I didn't get mad, right? Exactly, Live. I didn't get mad at what was happening. I figured the Lord will get me through it. It'll be okay. And I know that you guys have heard me say that. It'll be all right. I'm not worried about it. I know God takes care of me. If he feeds the sparrows, he's going to make sure that I'm fed. But then you crash. At some point, you have to crash. You have to realize that you're not God. You're not. concrete. And I kept telling people I'm not concrete, but yet I was acting like it. It wasn't easy, and it was a hard fall. And I had to realize, I'm human. I'm allowed to go through this stuff. I'm allowed to be horrible for a while to figure out, where I'm going to go next or what I'm going to do next, and live with my choices. The last thing I want to do is lead anybody astray or hurt anybody, and that's my biggest prayer is I don't hurt anybody with what I go through. So I'm quiet. I stay silent until I know that I won't hurt somebody because I'm angry or I'm hurt. I know you all understand that. Yeah, I think one of the things that bothered me the most is, and this is not the person's fault, this isn't anybody's fault. Trust me, I know it's nobody's fault. But when you're talking to somebody and they ask you how things are going, and I tell them, you know, oh, sorry, Brandon. I tell them that, I don't have any water and I haven't had any water for a while. And then they just switch subjects, because they can turn around and go in the bathroom and just wash their hands, or take a shower or rinse off a dish. I haven't been able to do that in a year. And I found myself getting upset because people didn't understand. And then I had to backtrack and understand that there's no way they should understand. There's no way I would want them to have to understand or live through what I was going through. It's just wrong to feel that way. But as a human being, I had to go through it. I had to actually hear what I was saying. And that's a prayer that I asked the Lord a long time ago. And that's something I'm going to tell you guys is not easy. And I know probably a lot of you have done this before, but ask God to reveal you to you. Oh my word. Oh my word. That was the hardest thing I've ever had to do, was ask him to reveal me to me. Look in the mirror. Yeah. I was like, you're a dummy. Uh, yeah, we did too. We're in this stupid place. Okay, Sherry. God bless you, sweetie. Thank you for coming in. Carrying water, running out of gasoline for the generator. Oh my goodness. God bless you, sweetie. It was just, it takes a toll. Yeah, it is. When you see some of the things that you don't realize are that bad, and then God reveals it to you, that that's what he's seeing. And if you're able to see what he's seeing, it hurts a lot worse. Same here. Yeah, you can't lie to your friends. You really can't. You have to tell them the truth, which is the hard part. And I won't lie to you guys. When I tell you I have no water, I mean I have no water. My pipes all broke too. Here we got, listen to this. Good night, typical. Get in touch with me, sweetie. But first our well broke, the pump broke, and then finally we got, I don't know how long it was after that. Yeah, I know, Squatchin', I know. I've been through that. Then we got the pump, and nobody wanted to fix it. The guy wanted to take advantage of us. And then Jay and Michael took it out, replaced it. It still wasn't working. Then that guy that lived down the street from us in Tallahena, he came out here and he fixed it so it would work. And then all the pipes froze and broke. I mean, every one of them. Just. And then the plumbers that were out here last week told me that my septic, from my toilet, busted underneath the shed house here. So it's been running septic underneath my house now for I don't know how long. So I had to go put lye underneath there and leaves and stuff on top. And now we use a bucket again. I'm like, he said, oh, you know your septic is broke, right? I was like, oh, that's what that smell is? Most people couldn't even imagine living that way. But I know God will take care of what he needs to take care of, right? You just, some things you just gotta walk through. And here's my analogy that I got last night. You know, I look at my life like a, exactly, Martha, like bungee jumping. You know, you go through your life and things start changing, and someone says, you know, let's go bungee jumping. You're like, not on your life, you know, that's life and death. And they convince you to go bungee jumping. And so you get up there, you're standing on the edge, you're looking down there, way at the bottom, you're like, oh, I don't know if I want to do this. But you trust God and you just go ahead and take that leap of faith, right? And on the way down, you're all you can think about, because it's so far down and you're scared, is your past life. You're looking at your life passes before you, right? And so you got all these memories of the past, and all of a sudden, boom, you know, you get snagged up. And I'm going to say that, you know, that pulling up is God. And you get pulled up, and now it's not as far down as it was before, but it's close. So now on your way down from being pulled up, you know, you're not thinking as, you're still thinking of some of the past, but now you're thinking about the future. What happens if I hit the ground? What happens if it breaks, right? So now that you get down closer to the bottom and you're panicking, now you're looking at future, not so much past, and God pulls you up again. Now this time you're not up half as far, you know, as you were before. So your past is all gone. Now the future is what you're looking at, and your immediate, you know, I mean, today. You get down there to the bottom, you start, you know, you're not being pulled up anymore, you're just dangling there. While you're dangling there, you can't think about the past, you can't think about the future, you're not going to fall anymore, right? But now you're hanging there, and you're looking around. You got two choices. You can look at the beauty around you and appreciate where you're at, you know, or you can give up and think that you're going to stay there forever. Well, me, I'm grabbing that rope and I'm climbing back to the top, and I'm going to appreciate every single picturesque that I can take in on the way up. And that's my analogy for my life. That's how I look at things. Sounds kind of goofy, but that's what I got last night when I was laying there. That's how I feel. Wow, 213 minutes. Well, yeah, sis, but look what happened, too. You know, and the older we get, it's a little bit harder. You know, the things that we used to say, that's okay, you know, we're still here, it's going to be okay, just cut down that tree and be done with it. You get a little bit older, you don't have anybody to cut down that tree, you can't do it yourself. And what if? That's just a normal response. But your choice at this point is, right, exactly. Your choice at this point is you just turn into 100% prayer, you know, and you leave it in God's hands. That's what you told me, you know, that you do, and that's all we can do. And I think that, you know, what's really funny is I mean, you can look back 20 years or even 30 years and hear people say, yeah, that's an old person trying to get into heaven. Well, I wonder why. Yeah, I think the whole United States was basically the same thing as 9/11 when Helena hit. Everybody watched what happened in North Carolina. a hound dog. That's our new neighbors in the back. There's a guy that moved in. Yeah, a lot of people, even outside your state, sat there and cried. Couldn't believe the floods. Boy, it brought back memories to me, but nothing like it when I saw the pictures on TV. God, my heart broke. When I thought ours was bad, and then I turned around and watched that, I could not imagine. I could not imagine. Our floodwaters were 9 feet. Those floodwaters were like 20, 30 feet. I don't know how big they were. I'm guesstimating 20 feet, 10 to 20 feet in certain areas. Gosh, and how fast I saw those houses just floating down river. It was just mind-boggling. All the kids are home. There's my baby right there. I heard so much crap about my son and how he should be doing things. Y'all have no idea what blessing it's been that him and his wife and my grandchildren have been to me here. The things that they have done. I don't know what I would have done without him. It's just amazing. You're okay, Jeff.
Love you.
Love you too.
Love y'all. Love you.
Love you too. We've all here decided that this is that we're going to fight together to make sure that, the rest of our time is together the best we can with what we have. Yeah, I agree that the fires and some of the storms were made. I mean, I have to believe that. And that one area that flooded, I believe wholeheartedly, is because they opened up the dam, and they did it not to stop it from breaking, but they did it to add fuel to the fire. That means what time is it, guys? 10:30? Somewhere around then? Yeah, I understand that, hon. Like I said, you can contact me anytime. Nobody should go through this kind of stuff alone. There's just too many people, especially on this channel, too many people that care about each other. And I know a lot of times we feel like we're alone, but we're not really alone. I did that for a long time, knowing full well that I wasn't alone, but I still felt like I was alone. Because I was alone in my head, trying to put things where they belonged. Which, by the way, females are better at doing that than men are. I can take my little boxes, put things in it where it belongs, and stash it away till later. Bring it back up when I want it. Oh, I remember that. Okay, let's deal with that today. Let me look at this real quick. Yeah, I truly believe that God put us all together. There's just too many of us that are alike. We're going through what we're going through. And You need to have that camaraderie. You need to have that companion, that friendship, that support, but you have to allow it. You know what I'm saying? You really have to allow that support. If you don't, then it's really hard. I mean, you especially if you're not used to having help and you're used to doing things on your own. When people go out of their way to become part of your life, you have to allow it. Even if it's hard, you have to. Because there's some people whose intents aren't right, but there's most people that have been, that kind of know you. Their intent's right, even if they don't do it what you consider it the right way. Their heart's in the right place. That support might not be accepted today. Exactly, live, exactly. It might not be accepted today, but somewhere down the line, you're going to remember what that person said and it's going to fit. I really, really believe that that's the reason God puts people together. Because he knows that, like she said, iron sharpens iron, but also, you cushion each other. When it's needed, you cushion each other. You help people stop from bouncing on that dang bungee cord. I think those are lights at my neighbor's house that we're looking at there. It's through the trees. It's pretty far back if it's his porch light. I haven't seen his porch light through my back window. I mean, through this window. I have to go look during the day and see if that's what that is. You see those two lights underneath the tree there? It looks like possibly my neighbor's front porch. But I'm not sure. I'll look at it during the day and see if I can see his house. Usually it's more to the right. His house goes back pretty far. Oh my, look at all those edibles down there. Oh my goodness. I'm going to zoom this out a little bit. There you go. Yeah. Beautiful out there. This would be a perfect night for sleeping outside. Perfect night. Barely a breeze. Quiet. My luck, a snake would crawl up the dang thing that I was sleeping in. If I slept in a hammock. I don't think there's two trees close enough that would hold me. Except for way in the back. In the back part of the property there is. No, I never went out to look. Can you see it now? Hey, Dusty? Oh, Michael, can you see a smile in the sky? Yeah. Where the moon is and two stars, it looks like a smile. Yeah. If he sees it, he'll take a picture. Michael's gotten really good at photography. Him and Lizzie and Sarah are all really good at photography. I haven't seen... Huh? I don't know. Where's the moon? You see the moon anywhere?
Come up for another few hours.
Huh?
Usually come up for another few hours.
All right. Well, when you get a chance, you're supposed to be able to see a smile.
Smiley face?
Yeah, a smiley face up in the sky.
Okay. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is. Now watch, I'll end the live chat and then all of a sudden we'll have a lot of stupid activity out here. I don't remember. I think one place I saw that they said it wouldn't be until morning, but I was watching a one of those shorts on YouTube, and the guy said something about 1 o'clock in the morning, 1 o'clock in the morning. So I figured at least on you guys down where you guys are, on that, on the East Coast, you should be able to see it, close to it anyway. Yeah, I think I'll go ahead and end the live chat and see how long it takes me to come back and do another one. It worked out perfectly tonight. I had set my mind. It does. I had set my mind and I asked the Lord about it earlier. And I said, if I'm awake and I am not in pain, I'd like to try to go live. And it happened. So I'm not going to promise you guys any days or times or anything like that. But I will promise you that I am going to do my best to snap myself out of the shell that I've had and come back to reality and be part of uh, my family and friends on here. I think it'll be, I think it'll be healing, for me. I really do. Because it's something that we've done for years together, and I just kind of shut the door. Good night, Jeff. Thank you for showing up. And I thank all you guys for showing up, for being here. I mean, you don't know how much I appreciate it. And I really, 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 like I said, I really want to start doing this again. I think it'll help. And I do plan on sometime during this week, weather permitting, I do plan on going out. I want to show you guys the stuff that you need to go outside and look for. And honestly, I can tell you what they do. It doesn't take long for any of these. You don't have to leave them sit. This is just something that you can make an instant tea out of, and it'll help you. And at least if you recognize what the plant is, okay? Um, okay. If if you recognize what the plant is, someplace in the back of your mind, you'll remember that. And there's some of you that could use that stuff right now. And so, like I said, weather permitting, I'll go ahead. Hi, Rich. Weather permitting, I'll go out there and I'll show you what a couple of them are. And just do yourself a favor. Just go out, pick a couple of them, steep them in some water, some hot water, and just try it, experiment. Because some of these stuff that I'm giving you, you guys could rinse off and put in a salad, and you'd be surprised how little you need to change. Like you guys all know that one of my favorite plants that doesn't grow here, but it's moringa. Moringa is one of the most healthy, beneficial plants there is on the planet. It's called the tree of life, and it has everything. Um, and I mean, just a couple of leaves a day, and you'd be surprised what'll happen to your body. You don't need very much of this stuff. You don't need to make it a habit of every day eating it. But once you know that you can go outside and just pick that plant, rinse it off, and eat it, and it will change. It's a whole different world when you're eating natural stuff compared to what we eat in the store. And even if you just get a little bit at a time, you're giving your body a better chance of healing, quicker, because now you're giving it what it needs. This is the stuff that God gave us. He told us to eat this stuff. And so I'm going to try to educate you on the things that you can eat. So at least you know that there's something beneficial out there in case you need it. And for those of you that need the pain cream, just email me, please. And when I get it done, I'll get your address. And like I said, all you got to do is pay for the shipping because, and it shouldn't be that much, you know. Yeah, I love dandelions. Oh, I can't find any purslane. I wish there was purslane here, but we've looked and I can't find any. And I've tried buying seeds twice and they didn't germinate, so I don't trust that anymore. But anyway, just let me know and I'll get this stuff done next couple days, especially the tallow, because tallow is my base for a lot of this cream that I use, and it's really good for your skin, so it'll help. But remember, if you've got knee pain or back pain or hip pain or something like that, just get yourself some castor oil and some frankincense, and you only need, like 2 tablespoons of castor oil, or you can put some in a jar. And then the ratio is, if you're going to use, say you're going to use a half a cup of castor oil, you use 10 drops of frankincense. Okay. Oh my gosh. Pull some up and put it in a bag and send it to me. I wish it grew here. We have no concrete here, though. That's one of the things they love growing in the city. They love growing in concrete, but we don't have any concrete here. But anyway, yeah, I'd say half a cup, 10 drops of frankincense, and you've got really good pain medicine. You can add cayenne if you want. Shake it up. Just leave it sit for a while, so it dissolves. Otherwise, it's gritty. And the cayenne pepper will stain clothes. So the best thing you can do, and you're not supposed to cover cayenne pepper when you use it. So the best thing I can tell you is put it on an area and just use it sparingly and rub it in, and then it won't go on your clothes or anything like that. People have a tendency to use a little bit more than they should use because they think more is better, but it's not. It actually will. It actually will absorb into your skin. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and go. That's what I got bit by. I just got bit by an ant. Dang it. I will be back. Not tonight, but I will be back. But thank you again, everybody. I appreciate you coming. I want you to know that I'm still praying for everybody. I love you. And God bless you. And good night. Say good night, everybody. Okay, bye. Love you. God bless. All the normal stuff we say. Ready? I mark set.